Chris Foster. A 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum imports into the United States takes effect today. The European Union retaliates with a new import tax on some American products.
President Trump says these tariffs are just the beginning.
The biggest win is if they move in.
For a loving home, and maybe it's yours. On March 29th and 30th at 183 West Blevins Road, Artesia, New Mexico, the viewing begins at 8 and 9 a.m. respectively, with sales running until 4. And while you're there, enjoy a meal from our on-site food truck, serving everything from breakfast burritos, barbecue sandwiches. Artesia Horse Sale is more than an event. It's a chance to make a difference. Let compassion lead the way and be the hero these animals need. Visit Artesia Horse Sale, March 29th and 30th at 183 West Blevins Road, Artesia, New Mexico.
Imagine a world where teams wore plain, uninspired uniforms. Functional? Sure. Eye-catching? Hard. But as times evolved, so did the demand for stand-up. Entered the era of awesome graphics. Located at 523 West Sanger in Hobbs, New Mexico, they revolutionized team and work attire. Their secret? High-quality FR uniforms from renowned brands like Ariat, APCO, Byrne, and Bulwark, paired with cutting-edge technology for vibrant, multicolored logos. Awesome Graphics bridges the gap, offering both sports and industrial uniforms that don't just fit well, they inspire. From Nike office shirts to Adidas and Oakley designs, they ensure every team and staff look as professional form. They're not just about appearances at Awesome Graphics, they're about empowering teams. So if you're in Southeast New Mexico and need units that speak volumes, the choice is clear. Visit myawesomegraphics.com and discover how they can elevate your team's image. Awesome Graphics, where style meets performance.
End of a toe? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly, knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by using the wrong company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
What's your family doing for spring break? The MCM Elegante in Ruidoso invite you to spend it with. There's a lot to do up here. Ski the mountain, tube at Winter Park, go-karts, and miniature golf too. Tons of restaurants and shopping. The MCM Elegante in Ruidoso Premier Lodge facility. Indoor pool, spacious rooms, barbecue grills, and a huge breakfast buffet. Great room rates are still available online at mcmeleganteruidoso.com. Making your spring break truly memorable. mcmeleganteruidoso.com.
With other the Second Amendment, for the Friends of the NRA Banquet, March the 22nd at the Walter Gerald Performing Arts Center, 4012 National Parks Highway in Carlsbad. A great steak dinner, family fun, and a huge auction with over 30 guns available. EP for tickets by March the 20th. Go to friendsoftheNRA.org or call Sean Mitchell. By farther. It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning, Southeast New Mexico, and for a couple of days, Southeast New Mexico down the 285 is going to be a hazard, as the wind is going to be a big story with areas blowing dust, reducing visibility. But 76 degrees in Roswell this afternoon with blowing dust, 74 degrees in our blowing dust. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You guys ready?
Being the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
Welcome to March 12th.
It's National Girl Day.
Girl Scout.
Girl Scout.
National Girl Scout Day.
What do they do?
What do they do? What do they do?
We do a lot.
They do a lot of volunteer work.
And they sell cookies, too.
I'm, with the Girl Scouts.
How are we supposed to make money selling cookies, huh?
You'll see they practically sell themselves.
Happy National Girl Scouts Day.
Showtime!
And good morning to you. It is another day in paradise. God bless America and God bless you. And by the way, it is windy outside. and can be expected. Yeah. Daylight saving time. What are the, has it affected you negatively? I'd like to hear those stories. By the way, text this morning. You want to text 877-396-3105. Being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Check them out today. Amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. Also, they have the largest selection of truck and semi parts in Lovington. And broadcasting from the end of the Mountain God Studios. I'm all choked up this morning for some reason, Tom. I'm all choked up. Very choked up this morning. How are you?
It's midday, baby. It's midweek. We're ready to go, baby.
It's midday.
Midday. It's midday.
Well,
I was going to say, what time did you wake up if it's midday for you already?
Actually, I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning.
You woke up at 2 o'clock?
Didn't go back to sleep either.
So the timing has messed with you?
You rolled in the station by until.
No, it was 4 till.
And then I dreamed that I sold my bus to Russ.
So he gave you $50 in a bag of pot?
I sold it for $2,000.
How much?
$1,000. Because
he got rid of.
And the reason I sold it for $2,000 because he wanted the antenna on the bus because the antenna goes up like
antenna. Feet. Yeah, boy, I'm glad you're having some ridiculous dreams.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that's all jacked up with. Normally I don't. My schedule doesn't get jacked up with the time schedule or with time change. But like last night, I was up at 7. In bed at 7, and then I was up at 1. And then
see that's the stuff I'm talking about. And even though my clock has not changed, except my schedule has changed, I was up at 5 a.m. this morning and got up and started moving around. And the wife was actually, "Why you woke up so early?" Because I got a project to finish, so I didn't even go to the gym today. I got our roof rack on the car, and she was like, "You saved like 10,000 pesos by doing it yourself. That's good. You ought to give me that money." Whatever. You did no work. Why would I give you are a Democrat?
Yeah.
I was like, you must be a Democrat. Girl Scout Day going on today.
I don't care if it's
there's lots of kids out there. Who cares about Joe Rogan? Who cares about their health?
That's a guy who used to eat
Is that
bugs
what
for a
you're
living.
trying to
Come
say?
on now.
He did not eat the bugs. How many times do I got to tell you this? He was the host of a show where that was sometimes a thing for the contestants.
Well, there you go. See,
he did not eat them.
He didn't eat the bugs.
He promoted eating bugs, so what? He ain't got nothing to talk about.
So eat some plastic.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm just at
I'm
loss.
already done with him.
Yesterday I held off the entire show, and towards the end I just couldn't do it anymore. National Alfred Hitchcock Day. I was never a fan of Hitchcock, but it was on TV a whole bunch. Late Saturday night, Alfred Hitchcock. Girl Scout Day, National Scallop Day, Milky Way Day. Tom's like, I don't eat a whole bunch of Milky Ways because I do eat a lot of Alma Joys, though. National Plant of Flower Day. National Working Moms Day, National Dietitian Nutritionist Day. Tom, you ought to visit one of them. And World Day Against Cyber Censorship. We should pray for our British friends because they're being arrested for Facebook posts. Looks like Elon Musk getting a lot of blowback, political blowback, and financial trouble. Look, they say financial troubles. Elon ain't got no financial troubles. Do you know back in 2022, he gave away the largest contribution, $55 billion contribution to pay for kids' college, to build homes. He gave money to Habitat for Humanity. He gave money, he spread the wealth, but gave away $55 billion. He ain't got the. I mean, Elon might have women problems because he got 14 baby mamas, but he ain't got no money problems. That's one
Speaking
problem.
of his baby's mama, okay, the little boy that's always with him, like at press conferences and
He's
whatnot.
like 3 or 4 years old, isn't he?
Yeah, he's adorable. But his mom, I heard, was going to
yeah.
sue, or she's like wanting to file
Well,
a
she
lawsuit
doesn't.
against
She doesn't
Elon.
like the kid being on TV
Right.
and all of that type of. But she actually works for Elon. She is. I'm trying to think of what company she is like a CEO of one of Elon's companies.
Oh, okay.
What's she complaining
Yeah,
about?
but
She getting
she's
a
not-
check. She got a house. What else is she complaining about?
She just doesn't like the baby on TV.
Got a car.
And like everybody's
So
seen him.
you, Tom, what you're saying that women should shut up and take the money and not care about their kids. Is that what you're
He's in a
saying?
great position. He's taking care of the kid. He's taking him with him. What dad does that? Come on now.
Man, it's only 6:14.
He's already on. one.
Oh. Hey, looks like President
been up
Trump
since 2, remember?
said he was going to buy a Tesla. He bought a Tesla yesterday, and so did not buy the Cybertruck. Bought a car. Left-leaning people, of course, are lighting Teslas on fire. And you know, if they would stop and think for just a second, you guys are the ones that wanted to be eco-friendly.
Yep.
When you set Tesla on fire and that battery catches on fire, you are destroying Mother Earth.
That's right.
I mean, you are the same people that fought for electric mandates.
They did.
Now you've forgotten all of that.
And right this
looks like-
second, Tesla stock is up about 4% this morning.
Yeah. So it's back up.
And by the way, if there's
Rob-
anyone from Tesla listening, we could use a station Cybertruck, and we will drive
Yeah.
it around and promote it. And
Right.
yeah,
Oh, wrap
And
it
by
and
the way,
everything.
Elon, we're always talking about you, so hit us up. I'll take one of the sportier models.
yeah.
Robert
your
F.
choice.
Kennedy Jr. sounded like Tom this morning, claiming that people are raving about Steak and Shake and the brand new fries at the fast food restaurant, not using seed oil anymore. Most Americans continue to reject the idea of beef tallow French fries because it's a healthier alternative. People like Tom are like, the hell, I'll eat some damn plastic. Joe Rogan talked about it. How many of y'all eat some plastic?
Is there any
Yeah.
doubt that he is a liberal? I mean,
No, no doubt.
anytime you come up with anything remotely conservative or anything, he's like, his knee-jerk reaction is to go the other way.
It is not.
Well, and the other thing, if
See?
it's something that's better for you, instantly he hates the idea.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you could say that eating a bag of Cheetos was actually healthy. Maybe I hate Cheetos. I'm not gonna eat any more Cheetos.
Right. Joe Rogan ate bugs.
Yeah, hey, bug.
Southwest Airline no longer doing allowing bags to fly free. So the airline announced yesterday that they're going to be charging customers who check their bags starting in May. And Tiger Woods underwent surgery yesterday
Another
for
one?
a ruptured Achilles tendon.
Oh,
Ouch.
While training at his home, he ruptured that tendon and will
That
not
hurts.
be ready for the Masters this year. Tom, where is the Achilles tendon located?
Achilles tendon is right underneath your ankle, I believe. And if that thing
Right.
ruptures, that forget it, man.
It's right just above your heel.
Yeah. And it
So-
hurts if it ruptures. It hurts.
Yes, it does.
So, what do you think hurts worse, the Achilles tendon or him having multiple back surgeries?
I think
With
both of them.
hernia. You think both?
Both
Yeah.
of them. Well, keep
President-
third year in a row, he'll be out of the Masters.
I don't think he's going to play professionally anymore. I think when he plays, he'll just play for fun. Looks like Trump-backed bill averting the government shutdown passed the House despite one mutiny by Thomas Massey. And Trump was quick to say, we need somebody to run against Thomas Massey. And this is sad because I like Thomas Massey.
Right.
And I love Thomas Massey, everything that he stands for.
Yep.
But Thomas Massey needs to say, in the short period, in the interim, I got to go along with the Republican, with the conservative votes. And then we can figure this out. But in the beginning, man, look, we're just trying to keep, so.
Well, and I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I admire the fact that he is true to his principles.
Well, I mean, I get that too. So final vote was 217 to 213, and not one Democrat. Is that right? Not one Democrat?
Not one.
212 Democrats voted to shut down the government.
Yes.
212 voted to shut down the government.
Yes.
And so there were a couple Democrats that voted to not shut down the government. But, but it was only a couple months ago that the Democrats were the most vulnerable people. And now it's okay to shut down the government. So they voted to shut down the government. So it's not going to happen, but it is what it is. And back to the basics. Looks like a top agency for Donald Trump turned the tables on Biden era memos, pushing equality initiatives. The Department of Transportation scrapped 2 memos from the Biden administration where the agencies had misaligned their priorities to serve social justice, environmental agendas. Those have been thrown out the window, along with Pete Buttigieg. Gone. Yeah, when it comes to charging stations and other things, that whole idea of the equity and greenhouse gas, it's gone. The whole thing is done. And multiple bills passed the House yesterday in New Mexico, heading to the Senate. Multiple bills aimed at addressing housing in New Mexico. And I'll say it again, I'm just a dumb Cajun from Louisiana. Our population is decreasing. How can we have such a housing issue in New Mexico? Makes 0 sense to me.
How many millions of illegal foreigners came into the country?
Well, that could be. House Bill 253 would seal eviction records in old and incomplete cases. It would also seal all eviction records for a 3-year period. So this is bad for people that are landlords.
Yeah, if you own property and rent it out, this is bad.
This
for
is
you.
bad.
Really?
This is
Just
bad
like rent
because
control.
they're protecting the people that don't pay their bills.
Yes. So you're going to have somebody that moves into your property, trashes it,
right,
and a history of doing so.
And then you're going to
has
get
a
stuck
history.
with paying for all that just because they wouldn't let you know that.
Correct.
Yeah, and I don't know why the government doesn't want to let you know that, because, what's the purpose? Oh, to protect the people that might have trashed your property and got evicted? That makes sense. House Bill 453 would create a house credit worthiness assistance program. This is within the state mortgage finance authority. So the state's getting in the mortgage business. It would also reimburse landlords for any unpaid rent or property damages for program participants within the first year of their lease. That might be good. But House Bill 448 would establish a state office of housing planning and production. We're just adding jobs in the state left and right. It would align the state, local, and private resources to help New Mexicans find stable, affordable housing. You know what I did when I moved to New Mexico to find stable, affordable housing?
You went looking.
I started looking for a place to live. I didn't need somebody to do it for me. I just started looking and then found it and then bought a house. And, I moved all over this country. I've never needed the government to step in and help.
Right.
It's simply amazing. All right, we're going to talk about a meltdown. A meltdown happened yesterday. When you refer to a man as a man, that is not good. And Donald Trump steps into Ontario. They back down. And New Mexico Attorney General alleges business, defrauded hundreds of residents of New Mexico. We'll get to that. We'll check the text line coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Wood Swan, woodswan.com. Call Sherry this morning, 575-430-2325. You want to know what these guys do. They do wood, and they turn it into a work of art. If you've been thinking about getting a very unique dining room table or conference table, something that has a big wood slab, and then they come back with the clear varnish on top, looking really, really sharp. And then they can also put together like the metal legs and look so good. They also do nightstands and coffee tables. Look, they have a 30,000 square foot manufacturing plant right there on Highway 70 in Glencoe. You can go by and check them out or go to the web, woodswan.com, or call Sherry, 575-430-2325. It's going to be a windy day throughout the day in southeast New Mexico. 45-mile-an-hour winds. Most of that wind today coming out of the west. 72 for the high, but very, very windy, blowing dust everywhere. Cloudy skies tonight, down to about 42, and winds are going to be gusting up to 30 miles an hour coming up for tonight. And tomorrow it says sunny skies. Winds about 30 miles an hour, 75 for the high. Wind on Friday and should be gone on Saturday. And Lincoln County, Ruidoso, 55 and sunny, a little breezy today. Winds gusting up to 35 miles an hour from the west. 30-mile-an-hour winds tonight, down to about 38. And then tomorrow, back up to about 45-mile-an-hour winds and a high temperature getting up to 58. Snow in the forecast Thursday night. Very windy Friday and snow on Saturday and a high temperature of 41. In Albuquerque, high temperature today, sunny 65. Wind will not be a factor. 34 tonight. Windy tomorrow up to about 25 to 30 miles an hour tomorrow. And they've got snow in the forecast Thursday night. And Saturday, they've got some snow in the forecast. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by WWRV times3.com, 988-0392. You can give them a call or go to the website and check them out. They have 3 RV parks in Carlsbad, and they love to show you around. If you're working around Carlsbad, they offer affordable, quiet place to park your RV. 50 amps, 30 amps. They've got 162 hookups, and that includes high-speed internet wired right to your hookup. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up with plenty of street lights. 988-0392 or WWRV times3.com. Tom in the text.
All right, Chip is chiming in. Says, well, that seems like the state is overreaching, trying to control property, too. Boy, you're right about that. Another texter says, I feel like the state just wants to protect everybody. That's horrible. I mean, the juveniles, they're murdering people. The renters are trashing in your place. And the immigrants, and what are we doing here? Asked the texter. Good question.
Well, you're paying for it all. Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah. On the subject of the question of the day, how do you feel? Is it negative to you? Well, this guy says, I love the daylight savings time. Another one says, I think that change sucks. Says the texter, I kind of like the other time better. I feel like I wind down a whole lot sooner, says the texter this morning. You're right about that.
Me, I wish they would leave it like it is right now. Just leave it like it is right now.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
And I don't care either way. Just pick one.
Pick one, right. Monica?
Tom, quit sleeping with the mic in your
I
mouth.
haven't even started yet.
And I thought Trump was for oil and gas. So why is he promoting Tesla, an electric car, in front of the White House?
He is for American energy.
Yep.
You know,
I
it's
don't
like
like
me.
how some
I
people
promote-
just get one thing.
I promote oil and gas.
Right.
I also think solar would be a great investment if the price came down a little bit for me. Doesn't mean I don't like oil and gas.
Well, we have it at our cabin, and it works fine.
They can go hand
Just
in
saying.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could have all of the above. You don't have to be one side or the other. You know, I mean,
I got a big ocean. I was thinking about putting some hydro in there.
there you go. I mean, there's some cool little generators you can take to the beach, and you can throw it out into the waves, and it will generate enough electricity to listen to your radio and stuff while you're
Right.
at the beach. I mean, there's cool things like that. That doesn't mean we're anti-oil and gas. It means
No,
the-
not in the least bit.
No.
I think oil and gas is king.
yes,
We'll
But,
always pay the
you know, the
bills,
other
yeah.
thing, I think Donald Trump is very loyal,
he is.
and he sees the work that Elon Musk has put in, not getting paid, the work that he's put in, and all the hate that this guy gets. And I think he wants to say thank you. And his way of saying thank you, well, I mean, what do you do for a rich guy? I mean, serious. I mean, you're going to buy him a brand new iPad? No. You buy one of his cars just to say thank you.
Right.
I mean, do you think Donald Trump's going to drive that car?
No.
No. Just his way of promoting it.
I don't think
That's
Donald
it.
Trump is going to drive a car anywhere, anytime.
At least 4
No,
years.
I think it's been like that for, you know,
A while.
100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple more.
All right. So this text says, "Hey guys, there's no wind yet in Carlsbad. It could be coming your way later." And this texter says, "Big truck people are ignorant. The oil and gas uses some solar panels in the patch to power some other stuff. It's called being diverse," says Big Trucker this morning.
Yeah. Diverse. Perfect.
What again?
My favorite
Yeah, I mean, I
part.
have no problem with
Yep.
My favorite part about the liberals going and lighting Tesla on fire is that they don't understand he's going to get insurance money off of it either way. He's getting paid. You just look like idiots doing it. Your statement isn't getting out there, and all you're doing is help lighting his pockets with the cars he doesn't have to sell that he's eventually making money off of, says Chip.
And spot on. And I don't know if you saw one of those guys that was on X today that one of the protesters, he was like, I get paid no matter what. And so they asked him, wait, you're a paid protester? And he said, yes, I am.
They're
Yeah.
not even smart enough to not say it.
He's a paid protester. He's getting paid no matter what.
Yep.
All right. Looks like Democrat Bill Keating set the world on fire. Sarah McBride, the transgender representative from Delaware. Oh, my goodness. Set the world
Sir.
on fire because McBride got asked a question.
Sir.
And I thought it was Representative Keith Self that asked the question. I could be, but this was a subcommittee that was meeting, and it was all about misgendering. Are you really misgendering somebody if they have a dangling thing and you call them Mister?
No.
Is that misgendering?
No.
That's not misgendering. That's what I was thinking.
Just
They're
a cross-dresser at that point. If they still have the they're a
here's-
cross-dresser.
Yeah, here's some of what happened yesterday. They actually called off the subcommittee. Here we go. It got quite upset.
Recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating.
Well,
also
and I
wants-
mean, look, I'm going to stop it right there because McBride,
yep,
the transgender
Misgendered
was
him.
like, okay, thank you, madam. I mean, gave it right back to him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That should
Let
end it
him
right
fight
there.
his own. Yeah, let him fight his own battles. But no. This other guy, Representative Bill Keaton, went crazy.
The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman? Would you
standard-
repeat what you just said when
I-
you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I
We
mean,
will- we will-
I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this.
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
He's a dude. He is a dude.
And he gave it right back.
Yeah,
Right?
he did.
He
So
had
it's
it under
fine.
control.
So-
It was under control. That guy didn't reprimand him for calling the chairman madam.
Representative Keith South of Texas, thank you. And Bill Keating. I don't know where Bill Keating. He's a big time Democrat. I don't know what state he's from.
He is from.
But-
Hold
Is it
on.
Colorado?
Hold on.
My printer didn't print that part.
Keating,
Anyway, thanks-
Massachusetts.
So anyway, Representative Self from Texas, thank you for calling a man a man. I'm good with that. Yesterday, Donald Trump, it was a wonderful day. First of all, looks like Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal. That is huge. Now they've got to get Russia
right
to do the same. But we got the peace deal, and then the Ontario, what is it called? The premier came
Yes.
out and said we're going to tariff energy 25% from Ontario going back to the United States. And Trump's like, okay, can do that. Yeah, I got you covered there because we're going to tariff Ontario, steel and aluminum. So not a problem. By the way, the premier from Doug Ford from Ontario caved, and Trump's sending somebody to go get him in check, and they'll come to what is the end game for Canada?
I don't know.
You know,
How
that's
many
a good
people
question.
how people live in Canada? What's the population of the country?
Ain't that many.
It's bigger than you think. Let me look.
I thought it was like 90 million.
No,
Or less than that.
It's more than that.
They got more polar bears over there.
Do we count polar bears?
40.1 million in 2023.
Yeah. So how big is America, Tom?
300 plus million
330, 340 million?
and change. Yeah.
I just don't see how they're going to win this battle. I don't get it at all. New Mexico Attorney General alleges that a business defrauded hundreds of residents. And so Raul Torres announced in a lawsuit against the Albuquerque company and its owners, alleging they defrauded hundreds of New Mexicans and across the state with remodeling work and never completed the remodeling work. The company, by the way, if you want to get on board on this, is called Flawless Results LLC. And they took a lot of money from customers but never did the work. And the business shut down in 2024 without issuing refunds, leaving the customers at about a $700,000 loss. And they were doing business. They did work in Las Cruces, Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Santa Fe, and Roswell. Flawless Results LLC. And so if you did business with those folks, get on, make sure and get in touch with the Attorney General's office and be part of that suit. We talked about Ukraine. Trump's supposedly going to speak to Putin at some point in the next couple days about the ceasefire. And some Democrats joined Republicans in killing that regressive alcohol tax in New Mexico. So that is dead on arrival.
Yep.
So
Because there were
They-
two key
I-
Democrats in that.
Yeah, I can't stand any type of bill that taxes, the a send tax.
Right.
And so that was killed, and so that went away, and will go away forever. So two key Democrats, Patricia Lundstrom of Gallup and Doreen Gallegos of Las Cruces, joined the Republicans in killing.
You
that,
know what that means, right? That means
they're on the blacklist.
Yeah, they're going to be targeted by the far left.
Yeah.
Ruling
they're-
wing of the New Mexico Democrat Party.
Yeah, definitely on the blacklist. All right, we're going to get to the price of oil on the way. Also, we've got the thought for the day. Hey, our buddies at La Tienda and Pecos remind you they've got big specials going on this week. Green cabbage, 27 cents a pound. Black and red seedless grapes, just $1.97 a pound. Get Roma tomatoes for 77 cents a pound. In the meat department, you can get sirloin cut pork chops, $1.47 a pound. Cooked shrimp for $6.97 for a 1 pound bag. And get fryer thighs and drumsticks for 97 cents a pound. La Tienda and Pecos has all your made-from-scratch tortillas. And in the deli department right now, you can find the split-top white bread for $1.57 a loaf, and get the peppered turkey breast for just $6.97 a pound. Chopped ham is $3.67 a pound, and get the roast beef for $12.97 a pound. And if you're entertaining this weekend and need refreshments, they've got you covered there too with Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Big Red, and other flavors. It's a 24-pack for $11.77. Get it today, La Tienda and Pecos. Tom in the text, 639.
Population of Canada, says this text, is slightly bigger than California's population. In 2023, the population in California was right at 39.2 million. And Canada, was 40.1 million people, says this one
Wow, that's
texter.
so interesting.
Yep.
If the Canadian slaps a 25% tariff on their electricity, it will raise the price from 4 cents to 5 cents per kilowatt hour. Texter.
Adam from Artesia says 70% of Canada's exports come to America. They don't want to go on a tariff war with us. They will lose, says Adam in Artesia.
Yeah, and, America only exports what, 5% to Canada? Who's going to win that battle?
Right.
Do the math.
Lyndon Carlsbad said, I understood that for safety reasons, the president of the U.S. is not allowed to drive a car. Obama was only allowed to drive a car once at a car show, indoors and in a circle. That's what I thought. I think you guys were talking about it the other day.
Driving the car.
Driving
Big
the
Mike.
Well, and I think he has a driver anyway.
Correct.
Otherwise.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I don't think Donald Trump in New York City probably ever really drove a car.
No.
He choppered everywhere he did.
Big John said to all of those Trump haters, when you get that, I don't know if he meant divided or dividend check, please send it back, he said. And Anchor Baby was talking about this yesterday, and he sent another message again this morning. And I don't know if you guys know exactly what he's talking about, but the Chris Murphy Trump timeline speech, he wants y'all's opinion on it.
Yeah, look, I don't follow Chris Murphy because he's a liberal puke. So sorry, I don't follow Chris Murphy. And so the timeline of Donald Trump's speech, all I know is Donald Trump made a lot of liberals cry that night. I do know that. Yeah, liberal tears, unbelievable.
And last
Yep.
one, forget Canada. They don't even know what bacon is.
Boy, that's true.
You know, I like
Amen. But look, they are a bunch of biatches. I mean, have they ever said anything about China putting the tariff on them? They haven't said anything yet. I didn't think they did.
Ain't gonna.
No, they probably won't. All right, Tom, we'll do the price of oil coming up next. Let me get to the tweet of the day. Being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. They've got you covered with siding, roofing. They can erect metal buildings and so much more. So you're thinking about a metal building? They do commercial and industrial metal buildings. And you're thinking about maybe making sure your house looks really good. So you're thinking about a makeover of your home. Yeah, they can change the roof, put a metal roof or a shingle roof. They can also do all your siding, brand new windows and doors, seamless gutters. They do all of that. And look, this company is very trusted across Southeast New Mexico because of the work they do. Give them a call, 575-391-1430, or go to Seminole Siding and Construction.com. Tweet of the day. Let me set it up. On Saturday, J.D. Vance was out with his 3-year-old daughter. I talked about it yesterday. He was harassed by a bunch of people that were promoting Ukraine. Evidently, they like war because Trump said, look, I'm trying to get to a solution where we end the war. Evidently, they don't like that. But listen what they had to say. And he kept saying, look, I got my kid here. These people do not care.
They are the aggressor every time.
Ma'am, I understand that that's your view, and certainly
no, that's not our view. It's our view. It's the facts.
And certainly,
how many other countries?
I have condemned, ma'am. Please, you're interrupting. I'm speaking with you, and I'm trying to be respectful. I have condemned the invasion, but I've also condemned it perpetually. That is the policy of the administration. And I've talked to you guys now.
What happened? You called Trump America's Hitler. What changed?
Ma'am, now that's a different question. I'm happy. Would you like me to talk about how I've changed my view on Donald Trump from 10 years ago? Because I talked about it a lot during the campaign. I did not agree to have my 3-year-old to have people run around and yell at her. And I did talk to you, and I had said, if I talk to you for a few minutes, will you leave my 3-year-old daughter alone? And you said yes. So I'd like you guys to respect that. Okay. Thank you all.
Leave the dude alone. He's out with his kid. Stop harassing him. You guys love the war. I hate to tell you, it looks like it's ending. Here's what happened yesterday. Donald Trump speaks about the ceasefire.
Ukraine has accepted a ceasefire plan and that the ball is now in Russia's court.
Hopefully Russia will agree to it. We're going to meet with them later on today and tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to wipe out a deal.
The president added that Ukrainian President Zelensky is welcome back to the White House.
I don't know if they're going to let him sit at the big boy table, but he's welcome back at the White House. He's got the kids table.
You can bet that the first time there won't be press allowed in there.
Right.
It won't be an open meeting
again. Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably
Maybe he'll
right.
get lunch this time.
Press Secretary Levin yesterday
I love what she told.
responds. Are you do this, or are you going to let me do it?
I just love what she did.
What did she do?
Called out the AP guy.
Well, I'm not even playing that cut right now.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry. Well,
I appreciate you, though. God bless you.
Signora Caliente.
Going on over this tariff, because the Ontario Premier says the next step is to cut off electricity to the U.S.
And the president put out a statement after seeing those comments and said that it would be there would be grave consequences imposed on Canada if they think about shutting off electricity for the United States of America and our citizens. And the president is also determined to ensure that we are depending on American electricity, not the electricity production of foreign nations, including our allies in Canada.
I mean, I want you to think about this. Why aren't we producing our own electricity? I said that yesterday. Why are we buying electricity from Canada? Especially, they have treated us very ugly in the last couple weeks. Done with them. Done with them. All right, deportations. Yesterday, we talked about the gentleman from Columbia University and deportations. She was asked a question about that. Here's what she.
So why has this not been acknowledged or highlighted even?
Because these colleges in these protests have again put out Hamas propaganda. The flyers that have been distributed call for violence. The flyers that have been distributed have the logo of an organization that has held Americans hostage, that murdered innocent babies, that murdered men, women, and children. They are a designated foreign terrorist organization, and we are not going to tolerate non-citizens, foreigners who come here on a visa engaging in such behavior, siding with terrorists. And the Secretary of State reserves the authority to revoke the green card or the visa of an individual who serves as an actually it says right here, reasonable grounds to believe that the alien's presence or activities in the United States would have potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences to the United States. And
so he's gonna be kicked out. Tom, your thoughts on that?
Kick him out, man.
Now you say kick him out. Wow.
I always said kick him
Wow.
out.
I thought you were going to side with Representative Tlaib. Here's what she had to say, and then Fox News Constitution attorney was quick to respond to Tlaib.
Been very vocal against the genocide of the Palestinian people in Gaza, and they're targeting him and refusing him constitutional rights. Who's next?
How do you think about this case?
I start with the fact that there are 12 million legal permanent residents in the United States, green card holders, LPRs. He's one of those 12 million. They have a lot of rights, but they are not American citizens. They can't be deported. One provisional law, which is 8 U.S.C. 1227, provides that if your presence in the United States does potentially serious damage to our national security, the Secretary of State can make that finding and out you go. Secretary of State Rubio made that finding about Mr. Khalil, and so out he will go. He will get a hearing today, I believe, in the New York Southern District, but I don't find how anyone can overrule the Secretary of State.
He's done. Yeah, he's already in Louisiana. He is going to be gone. And this is why, Tom, it is a disservice to Americans when you call anybody but citizens Americans. It is a disservice. It's a slap in the face. It's exactly what it is.
Yep.
No response?
Well, you know my take on
Did you
that.
have a stroke or what?
I already told you what it is. You're an American
It's a
illegal when you come
disservice
into
is
this
what it
country.
is. I would rather you not say that ever again.
Well,
You
are.
I
are
would rather
not.
You are
every
in
time
America.
you wanna
No.
say it.
No.
Bite your tongue.
But like that idiot, he needs to go because he was talking about against America.
Look, Tom, I'm going to explain this to you one more time for people who are just tuning in. You are not an American just because you come to this country, just like you are not a Russian if you go to Russia.
So, Joe, well, this is the easy. I think he would understand that. I'm in the Philippines right now doing the show. I'm not a Filipino. I'm an American. Now you got it? You understand now?
You're an illegal in the Philippines, but you're in a Philippine American.
He is not illegal.
I'm not illegal.
He has a visa.
Yeah.
You're a
Still illegal.
dumbass.
He's still illegal.
You are a dumbass.
Like his wife, she's
And-
illegal when
and-
she comes here.
No.
My wife is
How
a
hard
legal
is this
resident.
to understand?
No,
Yeah,
it
dude,
is.
just a dumbass. All right, thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service, dependable, boom or bust. They are there for you, serving all of Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, delivering gas and diesel and interstate batteries. Give them a call, 575-622-4160. They go on-road and off-road. WakefieldOil.com for more information. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is the closest I get to a spa. The steam from the dishwater smacks me right in the face. It's my thought for the day.
Not
Taking
even
out
the shower.
cash on the way. We've got things that happen on this date in history. Courts stay an execution of a Texas man days before he was set to die by lethal injection. So they stayed that case on Tuesday. And for the man who has spent 30 years on death row and was set to die via lethal injection, this is all about him killing 6 girls and young men and burying them near El Paso. Federal judge stopped the death row, the execution of David Leonard Wood, and he was 24 hours away from getting executed, and they put that stay on hold for now. Blake, we're up when it comes to measles.
Yes.
Eddy County is 33?
No.
cases now?
No. That's Lee County has.
Oh, the
three.
total New Mexico.
Eddie County now has one.
Oh, now has one.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And I saw
So,
this morning
30 more
California got their
cases.
first measles case too.
Yeah.
Better watch out. The governor's going to call a pandemic on us again. Shut us down again. That idiot.
Bite your tongue. Why would you even say that?
Because she's thinking it. That's why I know.
Are you getting the memo?
She's power hungry, man.
I know he's a liberal. I'm just saying.
Is that what the email
no,
said's going to happen, Tom?
He must be.
Right, he's a liberal.
Video from the Roswell Police Department showed the moment a crash that left a 66-year-old dead and a police officer injured took place in January. Roswell police officer Jarrett Candelaria was on his way to the scene of the crash with injuries, with his lights flashing and siren blasting when he got into a crash on Main Street. In that video, Candelaria is seen getting out of his patrol car, calling for backup. He then went to check on the driver, later identified as 66-year-old Howard Charles Peterson. Concerned citizens stepped in to try to help the officer. The officer did have a broken arm. Officers checked on Peterson. Broke the window in his Oldsmobile to check on him. 66 did die in that crash. Peterson tried to make a left turn across southbound lanes when the two vehicles collided and lights were on, and the officer has since returned to work. That crash is still under investigation, though, and of course happened back in January. They just released the video from that crash. And a family suing Clayton Police Department after a man was tased by police officers and died. Yeah. Family's attorney said that the force used unnecessary excess when it comes to excessive force. So the Clayton Police Department, the officer, Michael Mann, yelled out that he found 58-year-old Mark Anthony Avila naked walking through a Clayton neighborhood, searching for his grandmother back in January.
He was said he
Is that
was
right?
searching for his granddaughter.
Yes, granddaughter. And for whatever reason, my printer is skipping lines. But I shook it up, Blake. Remember, I hit on it.
I know.
It came back. So tomorrow morning I'll hit on it first thing.
And they do have video up of the encounter as well. You can go find a video of it.
So look, a taser. Tom, what is a taser?
It's a piece of equipment that is used to subdue a person.
Monica, what does a taser run off?
What does it what?
What does a taser run on?
Electricity.
How does it?
It shocks you.
Yeah, it shocks you.
Tom's generic answer is like, I don't really know, but I got to sound like I do.
Yeah, I'm
To
going to say
subdue you.
something. So,
it
correct
does.
me if I'm wrong. If they hit you with a taser and
It
that
hurts.
electric charge goes through your body,
Yes.
and you have a bad heart,
Ooh.
You
could
could
it
be
stop
in a-
your heart?
It,
from
Oh
beating?
yeah,
it can.
absolutely.
It can. I mean, it
So-
frees up all your muscles and everything. That's why people fall to the ground and pee on themselves.
Yeah.
Correct.
Would you rather have a bullet,
So-
though?
No, I'd rather be dead.
So it killed him. It killed him because when he fell, he hit his head on the concrete. And I have seen the video. Blake, did you watch the video?
I watched up until where he fell because they
Okay,
they didn't
so-
show that part.
But would it be excessive force to use a taser? My opinion is no, but
No.
count on this. The New Mexico Municipal League will settle this case, mark my words, for $1 million or $2 million, because
They
that's
will.
what they do. They don't fight these cases.
Well, and,
They just
and you have to
settle.
remember, he was standing on a porch, and when he fell backwards on the steps. He didn't fall into the door. He fell backward down. It's like 2 or 3 steps onto the sidewalk, and that's how he hit his head, because there was nothing to cushion that when you're falling backwards down steps.
Gotcha. Roswell emergency units on the scene of the Roswell airport in reference to a plane crash. They called it a plane crash that attempted to land, and 2 people on board. They declined medical treatment, were uninjured. No fire or explosion on that during that crash. All right, 657. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Cementing Solutions, a division of Cud Energy Services. Spinnaker is built to service all the big drilling programs. If you need them, you can go to the website, spinnakeroil.com, or stop by in Hobbs and check them out. They've got 25 cementing crews in New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma. 200 experienced cementing professionals. That's spinnakeroil.com for more information.
West Texas Intermediate, $67.12. Brent crude is $70.42. And the price of natural gas at $4.28. B.
All right, we're going to talk about Democrat-sponsored bill seeking to release convicted juveniles. Now, if they have less than 3 murders, they'll let them go. We'll talk about that. And Blake, did you do the story about the guy named Sean Weiner?
Yes.
You did that story yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought you had did the story about Mr. Weiner.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
And his Weiner.
Also, we've got, I'm going to talk about the lady from CNN talking about they're going to cut Social Security. Well, Speaker Johnson answers that. But when she's talking about cutting Social Security and Medicaid, she said it stabilizes the middle class. Let me just say, if you're on Medicaid, you're not middle class.
No, you're not.
You're not.
Nope.
You're not. If you're on Medicaid, you're not middle class. So we'll get to that coming up. And Melania Trump talks about immigration. She was interviewed earlier this week. We'll get to that and more on the way. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. It's the makeup mirror and grooming tool that everybody is raving about. In fact, Reba McEntire's got one. Reba's got it. Mandrell sisters. Makeup artists across the country love the Atlas Makeup Mirror. I wonder if they've checked out the pocket mirror yet. Yeah, goes right in your back pocket or your purse. These things are awesome. They are awesome. Call Rebecca Long, because if you got the makeup mirror but you don't have the pocket mirror, you need one. Believe me. 575-631-3189, or go to the website, order right from the website. It's atlasmakeupmirror.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Very, very nasty, patchy fog and blowing dust today. Very windy, about 4 or 5 mile an hour winds. Most of that coming out of the west today. High 72, 42 for southeast New Mexico tonight. Still that blowing dust tonight. 35 mile an hour winds, 30 mile an hour winds for tomorrow, and maybe by Saturday. In southeast New Mexico, it is going to be better. For Ruidoso in Lincoln County, 55 and sunny and breezy, 35 mile an hour winds today, 30 mile an hour winds tonight, down to about 38 tonight, and 45 mile an hour winds coming up on Thursday. And Albuquerque, sunny 65. Wind is not a factor at all. 34 tonight. You'll get some wind tomorrow, but about 30 mile an hour winds tomorrow. Sunny skies, red flag warning for Albuquerque tomorrow. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Tom on the text.
Jimmy Burnside, the next line of defense in this state will be all officers will be required to carry and use a non-lethal weapon, such as Nerf guns for all officers, says Jimmy Burnside this morning.
And this one's for you, Tom. If my dog has a puppy in your yard, is it your puppy or mine?
I got cats. So I care about damn dog.
There you go. Great analogy. Thank you. He might be able to get that.
All right.
If
so
you change the kitten.
If he had a kitten and it was in your yard, is it his kitten or your kitten?
I don't take in strays.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we don't want to take
We don't want to take in strays either.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
la
apples and
máquina.
oranges again. Here we go.
No, it's not.
Periquito.
I don't think you understand what the term apples and oranges mean.
By the way, first time listener, every time Tom says something dumb, we play the song. Oh, my Lord.
Jody says maybe you guys should ask Sheriff Helton and see if he will send an officer up there. You can use a taser on Tom, said Jody.
I think that would be awesome.
No, they got to have one on either side of him to catch him when he falls.
And praying now that hopefully she didn't hear Tom A's suggestion on the measles, says this one texter.
I don't even know why you would say that.
Because I know she knows she's thinking it. And the more cases we get out here, the more she's going to declare a safety
You
emergency.
liberals stick together, man.
And hey, Tom,
You
did
liberal
MGL
stick-
tell you that this morning?
I'm just thinking ahead of her, and I hope she doesn't do it.
You liberals stick together. Unbelievable.
Big Trucker
Crazy.
C says, laughing my freaking rear off, Tom. It should be illegal for you to go to a buffet with your big back self. LOL. Tamala, keep hoping that we can fix your stupid, but it's not looking too bright for us.
And people that are waving the Mexican flag are doing the same thing that guy did. So will they be removed from America? Says this one
No, because Mexico is not a terrorist organization. Now,
It's not
if
the same thing.
they were promoting one of the cartels, now that the cartels are now deemed a terrorist organization,
Or if
that
they,
might be the same.
or if they were proposing the takeover of something, or they took over a
Yeah,
campus
there you go.
building,
There-
or yeah.
Yeah.
And two more. Original Tom Hater said, do you think Putin is going to accept a peace deal after the Ukraine did a drone strike in Moscow? And I read somewhere that Canada gets a large amount of their toilet paper from the U.S.
Oh, it's gonna be a crappy situation, eh?
We've got one to read at about 7:25.
It's a birthday.
Kevin,
All
it's a
right,
birthday
so
one.
we'll hold off. Gavin Newsom secretly funded a monument to himself inside the San Francisco City Hall.
Not
It's
vain at
it's a
all.
nice bust. It really is a nice bust, but he paid for it himself. About $97,000. He paid for it. I mean, it's nice. How vain is this guy? That's like getting a picture of yourself and putting it up in your own office.
Yeah, it's got this little quote under it about, the life is short and we're all in this together.
He'll pay for it himself, promoting himself. That's nuts. And Democrats sponsored a bill for early release of convicted juveniles. This is in Seattle. So Seattle Democrat wants convicted juvenile killers to be released from prison and offered them free housing. Now, the catch is, for those that have murdered 2 or less. I mean, if you murdered 3, sorry, we're not going to be able to let you out. But if you've only murdered 2, we'll let you out. Yeah, the bill sponsored argued that juveniles' brains aren't fully developed until they're 24 and have been supported by at least 2 criminal juvenile convicted murderers and child molesters. Yeah. So, yeah, they'll let you out. I mean, but if you murdered 3, sorry, they're not going to let you out. They're going to give you $2,000 a month and free housing.
Wow.
And let you out of prison.
Wow.
If you murdered less than 3. But if you murdered 3, sorry, we can't do it.
So if the Menendez brothers would have killed their parents in New Mexico and this passes, they would have been let out and given money.
This is in Seattle, Washington.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's the same law they're trying to do here.
Yeah, no, you're pretty. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. But I mean, if you murder more than 2, sorry, they're not going to be able to
Which
help you
again shows you all these left wackos
out.
are all
I
in
believe-
lockstep.
They have a lot of Zoom meetings. I do. I think they have a lot of Zoom meetings for sure. Whew, crazy. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. They offer cleaning, dry, wash, dry, and fold, dry cleaning, pressing, starching. Walk in, drop the clothes off, pick them up a little later on, and man, you won't have to worry about anything. Empty nesters, just a couple of people in the house now. This is perfect. Perfect. And if you're working in the patch and working, you don't want to spend the whole day off doing your own laundry. Now, if you want to do that, they have coin-operated machines at all three of their locations. 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 604 West Church in Carlsbad, and 406 West Cedar in Loving. It's North Star Laundry. 708. Tom, anything on the text?
Yeah, Trump is chiming in. He said the left and the Democrats are the party of death, he says this morning.
That's true. What should be illegal is Tom having access to this many people listening to the show. It's getting harder and harder to listen to the show by the day simply because how dumb Tom is.
John in Pio says, good morning, family. Tom, I bet you even give your cats a headache. Laugh out loud. And another one said, hey, Tom, your cats are considered strays because you don't even take care of them. I do. I love my cats.
No, they're considered strays.
No,
They got picked up.
They live with me when it's cold. It's outside.
Big John says, hey, Blake, take off, you hoser.
Take off, eh?
Eh. And could we please tase all the protesters on the steps in Washington, D.C.? And let's do that, guys. Let's tase Tom. I got $500 to donate for him being tased, and I'll take my winch truck up there to latch my line to him just in case he falls and tries to
Tom,
bring
you
down
ever
the
been
building.
tased?
Yes,
You ever
I
been
have.
tased?
Yes, I have.
When? And what happened?
I was in
I'm
Roswell.
not buying this. What was the lie that he told? That's BS. I would have remembered if you got tased. What
Wait,
was the
who
lie
did
he
it?
told yesterday?
Who did it and when was it?
This is early in my days in Roswell.
Tom, you remember that there was somebody else in Roswell along with you?
Who was that? Oh, it was you.
That would be me.
What crime were you committed that you got
No,
tased
B
for?
got tased.
No, I didn't get tased. I never got tased, bro.
I remember we were doing something on tasing, and you volunteered to get tased, and you got tased.
No.
And you got
Boy, I tell you what, this dude
Wait,
can
wait,
make
wait.
up
He-
some
and
stories.
and this started with him getting tased,
Yeah,
and now
I
it's
know.
moved to you.
Well,
you and Joe Biden, boy, can weave a web. Holy crap.
Oh, that's
way back
funny.
then. I remember that. Way back in the day.
No, you had a dream, is what happened because it didn't happen.
It happened.
I never got tased. I've never been tased in my life.
Yeah, you did because I had to pick you up.
No, you didn't.
No.
I picked
I've
him
never
up.
got tased in my life.
I said, "B, is that shot going to come? Is that going to affect me? Because I didn't want to touch you at that point."
He wouldn't have been able to answer you, Tom.
Well, he didn't.
Tom, I've never been tased. Okay?
Yeah, you were.
Never.
We were on the air. I remember they did it to you.
No.
Oh my God.
I had to pick you up off the
This,
studio
this
floor.
is like his bus dream
All
where he
right.
sold it to Russ.
Sure.
So
All right.
tomorrow he will have
For
sold his
those-
bus.
Those that have said that they believe some of the stuff Tom says, this is a perfect example. Delusional. I have never been tased. If I would have been tased, you think I'd remember I got tased?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd remember. Phew. Man, this guy, unbelievable. All right, let's take a break. It's already 11 after the hour 7. Blake, we got a guest coming in at
We do.
9:07 this morning, right?
We do. We're going to have Heath and maybe a couple of the other band members from Ricochet are going to join us this morning.
Interesting.
They've got daddy's money. Yes, they do, Tom. Yeah, they do. All right, taking a break, getting you updated with news being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing and insured specialist, licensed, bonded, insured, veteran-owned and operated by Dwayne Pennick, 30 years in the business, A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, free estimates available. Call Dwayne this morning. He is a locally owned and operated and a veteran, 575-318-9725, A Custom Construction and Roofing, warning you beware of the unlicensed out-of-town contractors because when they're gone, the warranty is gone. KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM, KWES 93.5 Ruidoso, and KDAZ AM 700 and FM 96.9 in Albuquerque. We're coming right back at 7:12. Be in the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News brought to you by Field Services in Lovington. Get the job right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services, and pit filling to the clean out of rigs, tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. House Bill 65, currently making its way through the House, allows either 4 or 5 day school weeks and would require 1,140 instructional hours with no requirement for the number of days. The bill came in response to the state's Public Education Department rule back in 23 that declared districts would have to have 180 days of school, but a judge rejected the PED plan. The bill passed on committee with unanimous support and now is headed to the House floor. This is a huge source for feeding cattle, but with the massive drought the state is facing, growers have had to use other means. Replacing members of the herd can be just as pricey, as market values on yearling steers has gone up close to $2,000 a head. And that's the way it is.
Or you can find them online at rodeoticket.com. And paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys haul in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
What could possibly live out here? Is a question you've probably either asked yourself or heard from someone else. The answers are all waiting for you at the Living Desert Zoo and Garden State Park in Carlsbad. Located at the top of the Ocotillo Hills, the Living Desert will take you through a variety of habitats, from the sand hills to the arroyo, from the Pinon Juniper Zone, and through the canyonlands along the 1.3-mile self-guided tour. Features like the nocturnal exhibit, a walk through the park, including the aviary and reptile exhibit, will give you a glimpse into the hundreds of species of plants and animals adapted to the arid climate of the Chihuahuan Desert. In addition, the Succulents of the World greenhouse exhibits highly adapted plants from many parts of the world. Don't forget your souvenirs from the Visitors Center at the Living Desert Zoo and Garden State Park in Carlsbad. Open every day except Christmas Day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., with last entrance being at 3:30. Visit livingdesert.org or call 575-887-5516 for more information. Paid for by City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax. When the going gets tough,
creeping up on you like a grandma's panties. Be the Breakfast Club. You're serious? Want to be part of the show? 877-396-W105.
I am also your party captain.
The books out. Who checked the books out? Who checked the books out? Who checked the books out?
Those workers walked in with the bright red pens. Saw big numbers to check again. Government.
Who checked the books out? Who checked the books out? Who checked the books out?
See the sneaky deals and sneaky schemes. No congressmen want to skip town. Now come here, dirtbags. Con artists. Time to show us all of the receipts.
That's why the Democrats are crying about Doge. Back in the day, Obama had the great idea that we're going to figure out where all the money was going. And then somebody said, Some of that's in your bank account. And, oh, well, we can't do it now.
Right. And yet
No.
now, the left loved it then. And,
It's a
and
awesome.
now, not so much. Which shows you, whenever they bring up a topic like a donation or anything like that, or somebody doing something in the government, if it's not on the side that they ideologically align with, that they don't agree with it. They're hypocrites.
When George Soros started giving money to all these DAs, they thought it was a great idea. And then Elon Musk was like, well, I'm going to give money to Trump's campaign. Fascist. Yeah, the way that went down. And it sounded like that, too. They're fascist.
Well, again, they're just hypocrites.
Big time. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Fence Country Market. Find them Artesia. Big savings going on right now. Fire thighs are drumsticks, 97 cents a pound. You can get the pork chops for $1.47 a pound. Cooked shrimp for $6.97 a pound. And the beef arm roast for just $4.97 a pound. Roma 77 cents a pound. Cabbage just 27 cents a pound. Red and black seedless grapes, $1.97 a pound. And if you're looking for a quick lunch, they've got you covered with split top white bread, $1.57 a loaf, and then the turkey breast, pepper turkey breast, 6 tortillas. They've got you covered. And looking for refreshment for the weekend, Coke, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, other. It's already $7.21.
Hey guys, answer me this question: why is gas difference? Now those are the prices this morning, says the.
It's a jowl.
Ever.
Chow.
Was it Chow?
Not Roswell.
What's it? Roswell?
Yeah, usually out of the populated areas, it's going to be it's going to be more, but so maybe better. We look at the Hobbs prices, and Hobbs is always more than Roswell for whatever reason. And they could say transportation costs, but I'm not buying into that. A lot of times, Artesia's got a refinery right there.
Right.
And Artesia is higher than Roswell. So I don't get it. You know who has the cheapest gas, though? Lubbock.
Oh, yeah.
Right down the road.
For whatever reason, Lubbock has cheap gas. Makes no sense. Monica?
All right. Holier Than Thou says, morning. Did you see that Elon pledged another $100 million to Trump's political operation just in time for the POTUS's little advertisement for Tesla on the White House lawn?
Remember when we were talking about hypocrite statements a minute ago?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And John from here says, good morning, guys. I saw on Fox last night where Rosie O'Donnell, left the country because of Trump. And do y'all remember when she mangled the national anthem and got booed and then flipped the crowd
I thought
out?
that was Rosie. I thought that was Roseanne Barr.
That was Roseanne Barr. I think they're getting
They
confused.
probably both did.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have. So anyway, since you brought it up, let me do taking out trash. Being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com, 575-408-1719, trash-eaters.com. They do residential trash pickup. They have the big 96-gallon poly carts, 2 and 4 yard metal dumpsters for your commercial clients. And they have, of course, the big roll-off containers. Check them out today. Yes, Rosie O'Donnell flees the United States. She left the United States on January 15th, not long after the inauguration. So Trump took over and she left. She was actually on X this morning. Here's what she had to say. Do you know she's got a 12-year-old child?
Yep.
No.
She adopted it, I think.
Yeah.
Me, Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones.
Star of the Flintstones.
Tuesday all days, my Nana would say. And I'm here in Ireland. And it's beautiful and warm, not physically. It's actually quite cold. Moved here on January 15th. And it's been pretty wonderful, I have to say. The people are so loving and so kind, so welcoming. And I'm very grateful. In the process of getting my Irish citizenship, as I have Irish grandparents, and that's what's going on, and that's where I've been and what I've been doing. And
So in Ireland, you can buy your citizenship, kind of like what Trump talked about the gold card. But if you have Irish blood, that gets you. You still have to pay.
Yes.
But there are ways to get your citizenship. So Rosie, God bless you. I mean, when I first saw when I saw you on X this morning, I was like, "Who's that dude?" And then I watched the video and it said it was Rosie O'Donnell. So she hasn't denounced her citizenship to America, but that feud with Donald Trump goes way back. And yeah, you know how much money she's worth? Take a guess. Monica, take a guess how much she's worth.
I'm gonna say maybe 6-7 million.
2 million.
Way
more?
way
80
more.
million.
Oh my gosh.
80 for what?
$80
It
million.
must- she
I
must have
mean,
made it from
she's
her
a
show.
B-lister.
Wow.
She's worth 80 million.
Well, I think that she gets royalties from a lot of the movies she was,
I was gonna
in.
say she must have
and-
invested
and,
really
and
well.
you and
when
I
she
talked
had
about
it.
this, Kevin. Remember all the
Well, she also owned a bunch of homes.
Yeah.
Miami,
Yeah.
Los Angeles,
Yeah. Smart
New
woman.
York, of course. Yeah.
Okay, we need to read this text. Good morning, you guys. All jokes aside, can you give a 13th birthday shout out to my daughter, Keegan?
Oh.
And happy 13th birthday to you, Keegan. Love your mummy
Oh.
and your dad. Happy
happy
birthday, Keegan.
birthday.
That's a
Hope you have
beautiful
a-
age, by the way.
I hope you have a great day today.
Yeah, you're
Tom
officially a
text.
teenager.
All right, Big Trucker says you need to let Russ know how to stop smoking at around town because secondhand smoke is serious. I mean, really, with these supposed things that Tom says a lot clearer, he's under some type of drugs. Laugh out loud, says Big Trucker
This
morning.
texter said, I got tased 3 times and I don't remember. I was 3 sheets to the wind, though.
But I mean, if I would have got tased as part of a promotion, I would remember I got tased.
I had to pick you up.
Listen.
Me and DB had to pick you up the floor. I remember that.
You
What a liar, Tom. I will
Good.
call him right now. I've never been tased.
Yeah.
I would remember being tased. I just know that. If at that it's
Who
that
did it?
I don't even remember, but it was a promotion.
No, they don't go around promoting
The
tasers
dude
and
just
tase
makes
people.
up. First of all, he said he got tased. Now I got tased. It's like talking to my mother. I'm serious.
Well, back then I was
Well, you remember,
423
baby, back
pounds,
in the day.
and I said I don't want to
You
get tased. I don't want
remember
to
when you
get a
won
heart
the
attack.
lottery?
Yeah.
You remember when you won the lottery? Oh, baby, you remember that? No,
Did you
Mom,
hear
I
him?
don't remember when the
He said
lottery.
first he said it was him that got tased, and then he changed his mind because he was 400 and something pounds, so he didn't want to get a heart attack. So that therefore you're the one that got tased,
And B was 200.
Don't remember what
or who did it?
or who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember we
it
had
was
to
a
pick him off the
promotion.
floor. We had to pick him off the floor.
It didn't happen.
Uh,
All right, well we'll read a few more.
Hey, Corey, can you send a couple deputies over here and we'll do the tasing out here in the lobby?
this
Take
texter
Tom,
said-
because he's not 400 pounds now.
Right.
So
He's
go,
only 300.
just send him over.
This texter says, I used to haul gas. Believe it or not, guys, most of the gas in Artesia doesn't even go to Artesia. I mean,
Right.
excuse me, it's not even refined in Artesia, says
Hey,
the texter.
why do you switch the text, Tom? Why do you just read it?
I
I
did.
used to haul gas, believe it or not. Most of the gas in Artesia does not come from the refinery in Artesia.
Right.
Right.
Jay in the patch says supply and demand. Tom, will you
Hmm.
sing happy birthday to my wife, Lindsay? And hey, B, the Nazi government wants to be the law and order governor, but she has to start enforcing the law. Duh. And what happened to Will, who was on the show? Asks a texter.
Will was busy.
Very busy.
He owns the station.
Add about 3 more busies.
He's got business to conduct.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's call DB on the air and find out who has lost their mind. Laugh my A off, says the texter.
Okay, a few more. Jer says, I've been tased. And fact, in order for a police officer to carry a taser, he or she must be tased
Has
first.
to be. tased.
I know of
Yeah.
2 officers in Carlsbad, New Mexico that got tased and quit their job. A la
Oh.
máquina. And
Hey.
Tom, I've been watching y'all since you were in Roswell, and I even listened to you when you were in Big Springs a little bit. Never have I heard you talk about you or B getting tased. You're a liar again.
That was
Gary
20
from the
years
Patch.
ago. Hello, anybody remember?
He's only a liar. No, he's deaf.
And getting tased at
If I would have got tased, I would remember I got tased.
B was 200 something back in the day.
Read that one that you were going to read.
And getting tased at 400 pounds causes a grease fire,
It may chicharrones.
says the texter.
Last one. Good morning to you guys and gal. I honestly do not know how y'all are able to put up with Tom's stupidity, especially early in the morning. Hey,
It's
Oh,
called
it's tough.
it's called lots of coffee.
It's tough.
you know, some
New
mornings it is tough.
New survey says that Americans believe tipping has got out of control. Yeah, customers are losing so much cash. Feel like they're the ones that just got the tip. Just yeah. So,
Let's go to our
anyway, so,
resident tip expert and ask about tipping.
Yes.
how much do you tip?
Depends if they bring me my water. I don't do tea anymore.
So let's do it. Let's do it like this.
Something
$20. It's a $20 bill. The ticket is $20. How much do you tip?
Depends on the buffet. Because I serve
So
myself.
$20 ticket. How much do you tip at a restaurant? Buffets are different.
Yeah, buffet you serve yourself. And if they bring you my tea or my water,
Oh my God.
He's
Just
not
how much?
asking about a buffet. He's asking about a
Yes,
restaurant.
I just said the ticket at a restaurant is $20.
right?
How much do you tip?
It depends on the buffet.
Okay. So anywhere
Turn his
from
mic off. I'm serious. Just turn him off. New survey conducted by Wallet Hub says 9 out of 10 Americans feel that tipping is out of hand. Monica, do you tip like the barista at Starbucks?
sometimes. Yeah, if they're like super
I
busy
never
and
tip
they
them.
you don't
You're
if
not a
they're
tipper?
super
No.
busy and they've got a big line and they're hustling, yeah, I typically I round up
I
is
don't
what
tip
I do.
them. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of their job.
Yeah.
Do you the people at McDonald's?
No.
Oh,
They're doing the
see,
same
that's,
thing.
They are.
Yeah,
You're
they
right.
see.
Good point.
New study reveals that critical age when your thinking begins is on the decline. Yeah, look at Tom. He's 60 plus years old. You don't have to tell me that.
Still thinking.
And it's the age when you decide to become an adult. Critical thinking. Yeah,
I'm retired already.
it's on the decline.
Tom, you're on the decline.
Tonight, is it tonight? We've got, no, tomorrow night, the lunar eclipse.
Tomorrow. And it happens
Tomorrow.
if you're in our listening area, about 12:30-ish is going to be the prime.
So they call it the lunar eclipse of the worm moon.
Wow.
Supposedly it's going to be a spectacular event.
They got a warm
And neighborhood
Tom.
renewal on CBS Neighborhood. This will be the 8th and final season. That's the show with Cedric the Entertainer, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one where all
so-
the white people are stupid.
Yeah, they're all dumb. Looks like 2008 Supreme Court Justice Anthony Scalia, of course, who is now deceased, called the prospect that a court would rule that a fully automatic firearm were protected by the Second Amendment startling. But 2 U.S. District Court judges issued such a ruling based on the 2022 U.S. Supreme Court decision in the New York Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. So Bruin states that gun laws are constitutional if it fits the plain text of the Second Amendment, and they look at things from a historical factor. Judges in Mississippi and Kansas found in 1986, the ban on a civil ownership of a fully automatic firearm failed the Bruin tests, and therefore it was unconstitutional. So, you think we'll ever go back to the Supreme Court for semi-automatic weapons?
Yeah, we're getting ready to
You think
here in
we
New
will?
Mexico because
Yeah.
of the
Soon.
bill that they've passed.
Yeah, soon. State lawmakers in New Mexico addressing child well-being. By the way, we rank last in child well-being. New Mexico ranks the worst state in child well-being, while the legislature has made significant investments in public school and early childhood education. They also know that those few months of life are critically important to help families when families are in need. So they're trying to pass a new legislation to stabilize child well-being, the Welcome Child Fund. Welcome Child Fund would be part of the medical leave, where families could receive up to $9,000 per person if they adopt a child along with so if they adopt the child, they get $9,000. And I need to fix my printer. My goodness. You know, I'm printing, just printing. I never look at the print because I'm busy just printing.
Right.
So, Stolly, if there's one thing that we do need to invest in, but we need to make sure the money goes to the kids. And that's well-being for kids in New Mexico.
Amen.
But part of the problem is we have a bunch of parenting issues where grandparents end up raising the kids.
True.
That's part of the issue. All right, Tom in the text, we'll get to that in just a second. We got to get to things that happen on this date in history. We already did take it out the trash. CNN was discussing Social Security cuts, Medicaid cuts. By the way, there are no such cuts.
Right.
But, yeah. They're talking about Medicaid and Social Security being the middle class, backbone of the middle class, subsidizing the middle class. By the way, if you're on Medicaid, I don't think you're middle class. I could be wrong. If you're receiving Medicaid, you're probably not middle class. If you're receiving Social Security, you could be middle class and have pensions and still work and that type of stuff. But listen what the folks from CNN had to say. By the way, the first guy is a Republican strategist. He is a young African-American man. Listen to what he had to say first.
So the Biden-Harris administration, where the deficit went up, debt went up, the cost of living went up, the cost of groceries went up, the cost of child care went up. Every single sector you could look at that you could measure economically went up. It's not as if Donald Trump was handed this amazing, incredible economy that he's now all of a sudden destroying. We Republicans are going to have to fix what Democrats completely destroyed over 4 years. I don't think you can blame Republicans for what we're seeing.
No, I don't think that the economy was destabilized as you paint it. What I will say, though, is that the economy is not getting better. It's not even staying the same. It is the things that were promised to us are not. They are changing, and they're changing for the worse. And then on top of it, you have a budget bill that is coming up that would make it harder for people in red states and blue states around Medicaid, around Medicare, around Social Security, those social safety net programs that really do stabilize the middle class. And
stabilize the middle class. Medicaid. No, you're not middle class if you're on Medicaid. Isn't that a income-based program?
Yes.
So you're not middle class. You are 100% wrong. And by the way, the economy that Donald Trump inherited was garbage. We were in a recession. Truth of the matter is, they just didn't call it a recession. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not. You're not wrong.
All the metrics were there, but they moved the goalposts.
Yep.
Is all they did.
And
they just moved it.
And for everyone that's going on about how Donald Trump hasn't done anything and all that kind of stuff, the consumer price index just came out, and it rose less than they thought it would. It is the lowest increase since August of last year.
So I want somebody to help me with this because I did a little research today. I was in between projects and didn't have that much time. But when did Donald Trump say that prices were going to go down on day one?
He didn't. He said he was going to get to work on it day one.
Right.
So, I mean, it is impossible for prices to go down on day one unless the government takes over our supermarkets and they price control.
And I'm digging down into this a little more right now because it just came out. The index for grocery prices actually didn't rise at all, and gasoline prices fell by 1%. New cars also went down 0.1%. So I mean, and by the way, eggs, they just announced yesterday, have lowered almost $2 a dozen.
Wow, that's big.
Since they said they're going to start doing this.
So I am looking for the audio where Donald Trump said that things would be better on day one, because I mean, it's pretty much impossible to do anything on day one. And because this is a talking point from the Democrats. So if you could find that audio for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Did he say that things were going to get better? Yes. He never said day one. That is ridiculous to think. But Democrats lied just like they just lied that Republicans are going to take away your Social Security, take away your Medicare. By the way, the budget bill came out. They discussed this on Friday before the budget bill actually was introduced. It said nothing about taking away Social Security, Medicaid, or Medicare. Now, there will be some work requirements for Medicaid. If you want it and you're an able-bodied person, you're going to have to go to work to receive it. So here's Speaker Johnson talking about just this. Lying Democrats. That's what he's talking about.
The House Democrat leadership team's statement on Friday. Remember, the bill was filed on Saturday afternoon. On Friday, they said, quote, Republicans have decided to introduce a partisan continuing resolution that threatens to cut funding for health care, nutritional assistance, and veterans benefits through the end of the year. Every single word of that is a lie. Every single word. They just made it up. They didn't read the bill. It's nonsense. People are not buying this. You see the contrast between one party, which is leading, moving the ball forward for the American people, and the other that is just screaming. Then the Democrats start parroting this talking point in interviews all weekend on CNN. They said, quote, it's so harmful to the American people. You know, cutting Medicaid, cutting Medicare, threatening Social Security, cutting veteran benefits. It's all a lie. You can all read bills.
It's all a lie, just like Donald Trump saying, I'm going to lower prices on day one. You know who said that? Kamala Harris said that. And when she did, we were all screaming about, price control, government control of our supermarkets. Trump didn't say that. He did not. Democrats are straight out liars. They are. Republican from California launching a voter ID act. We'll get to that. And the Attorney General concludes that gang-related activity was the cause of a Nevada prison brawl. People died in that. And a trans inmate and then for killing a baby.
Oh, man.
Are we going to pay for his surgery?
Probably.
Are we going to pay for his surgery?
Probably.
We'll get to that.
And Kevin, before we got further on, we do have a phone call that's been holding for a little while.
All right, let's go to the phone call. Morning, how you doing? It's 7:44. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm calling in about y'all were talking about the tips a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to share a little short story of my own. I've worked at a couple restaurants in Roswell myself, And there was one day I had went into that Portofino's right over there off of Second Street, and it was real busy in there. It was kind of cloudy in there. The waiters were running around going crazy, and I kind of felt bad at first because there was a guy that was giving the host some trouble, and I was there probably waiting a good 20 minutes. But the waiter that had ended up checking me out, I had ended up giving her $10, and then the cooks, actually one of the cooks is an owner, so I gave her another 20, and I had her split that 20 and give each of the cooks $5 and let her keep an extra $5 for herself.
That's super cool. Look,
that is super cool.
I believe in tipping. I believe in tipping. I'm not a Tom A. I believe that people work hard, and they're not, they're not getting like $20 an hour. So tip them.
Yeah, no.
If they give you good service, tip them. Now, if they give you bad service, I believe that I ain't giving you a tip.
Nope. Yeah.
So
yeah.
good
See, that's where I believe Tom has a point, but he just carries it on too long.
Thank you.
I agree.
I mean, if they're not a very good waiter, of course, but for the most part,
I agree.
that's their job.
Hey, I appreciate you. You take it easy. We'll hear from Melania Trump on the way. Monica in the text.
All right. Trump might not have said that things will be better day one, but things did get better day one because Joe and the hoe was gone and Trump and Vance was in the White House. Amen.
All right, before we get to the next text, let's go to the phone line once again. Good morning. You're on B in the Breakfast Club.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Good.
We're
Glad to have
doing well.
you.
How are you?
You know what, Monica, I'm sure glad that you're like the diamond in the rough over there, But here's what I got to say. The Democrats in Washington, they're really upset. And they're right. President Trump and Elon Musk is taking away your Social Security and your Medicaid and Medicare. They are taking it away. Of the 200,000 of people that are over 120 years old, over 200 years old, and that one is over 300 years old.
Right.
So they are ticked because those people need that money. Now
those are the worst of the worst. They're the most vulnerable. Yes.
Yeah. They're just waiting to turn over in their grave when they get that money back. And they're really upset. But the workers who do work, man, I'm glad to see this. He made a promise 12 years ago. I'm going to drain the swamp. And you know what? I say he is doing an outstanding job. I've been working since I was 14. I work hard every day. I'm disabled, and I still go to work every day. And, putting in 12, 14, 16 hours a day, paying my Social Security. And I'm glad that they're cleaning house for those 200 people that are 2,000 people that are receiving money that they haven't earned in years. So
I agree.
He is taking away their Social Security. And Pocahontas is up there saying, no. She is part of the ones that is taking that inheritance on the deceased.
That's right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree. And, the problem is Elon Musk talked the other day on Fox Business about these kids that have loans. I'm talking about they've got federal loans, business loans from the federal government, and 11 and 12-year-old kids. Wow. We got so much crooked stuff going on that we need to clean it up.
Well, we need to find to become foster parents.
Tom might adopt some. Yeah, I might be willing to adopt them. Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in.
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right,
looks like California Republican announced that they are trying to launch an effort to bring voter ID to California. Gavin Newsom is not a fan of that. But this guy he's a Republican. His name is Bill Esley. And he wants to, everybody that votes, show a voter ID card. by the way, voter ID cards are free, so they're not nobody's getting discriminated against because you can pick one up for free. Huh, great idea. Trans inmate is in prison. He's in prison, Tom, for killing a baby.
Stay there.
He's got to get a gender surgery at the earliest opportunity. Federal judge in Indiana has once again ordered the State Department of Corrections to pay for the gender transition surgery. We should pay. By the way, this guy is in prison for killing a baby. You haven't been following this. The ACLU is his attorney, and they have taken it to this judge, and this judge said that we've got to pay for that. Department of Corrections should pay for transition surgery. ACLU arguing that the law that deems that the state will not pay for that violates the Eighth Amendment. Tom, what is that Eighth Amendment by? What is that? Isn't that like cruel and unusual punishment?
Yeah, something like that.
How would that violate cruel and unusual punishment?
It's a good question.
So the judge is saying that this guy needs surgery.
Don't think so.
State of Indiana should pay for that surgery.
Needs to be executed.
Wow. Well, what about the baby? I mean, let's get back to the baby. What about the baby? Also in prison, at least 20 people have been charged. A final arrest has recently been made in connection with that Nevada prison brawl that left 3 inmates dead and 5 others injured. Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford said that the final arrest in that deadly incident that happened at Eli State Prison on March 5th. Total 20 people face multiple charges, including 3 with first-degree murder charges in that case. Donald Trump putting the boom in the boom, boom, boom. Donald Trump administration cutting funding to Maine universities.
Saw that.
As the state defies the transgender athlete ban in women's sports. Expect this to go to court.
Oh, yeah. All those
It will be
tenured
fought in
professors are
court.
going to be crying.
But this taking away state funding has been fought in court multiple times. There is a precedence. So I would expect they win that case. I would expect. Education Secretary Linda McMahon praising the department for taking steps to eliminate bureaucracy. They're talking about eliminating half of the staff. I talked to Blake about this early this morning. There's so much going on. There's so much going on at the same time. A part of me wants to say we need to slow down. The other part of me says, no, we need to get all this done right in the beginning. There are 2 ways to fix a business. Dole it out a little bit at a time, or just rip the Band-Aid right off with the scab and everything.
Oh.
And that I think is the approach that Donald Trump is taking. Let's get it done right away. So what do we do with the Department of Education? Look, I understand the mandate was doing away with the Department of Education and putting that responsibility into each individual state. But if we're not dismantling the Department of Education and eliminating about 2,000 people, can we do the same job with 2,000 less employees?
Quite possibly.
I would think so.
So the federal government does not want to control education. They want to give that responsibility to the states and the local school boards.
I agree with that.
And look, I've heard from many veterans about the cuts in the Veterans Administration. They said the care was terrible, as far as getting appointments and that type of stuff. It needs to be overhauled. So us cutting 80,000 people that Joe Biden hired, a service had gotten worse, not a bad deal. Not a terrible deal at all. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Fusion Medical Spa. Currently, they're in the river crossing in Ruidoso. Soon, they're going to be at their brand new location, the Fusion Medical Spa. They're going to be at 1034 Meacham Drive. That's going to be the Fusion Medical Spa complex. You can call Dr. Rapp this morning, 575-257-4SPA. If you work in the patch and you've got some issues, you've got back pain, neck pain, knee pain, talk to them about, before you have any surgeries, talk to them about stem cell therapy. They would love to chat with you. This month, they've got specials going on. Diamond Glow treatment, $100 each. If you have acne and that type of stuff, they can help you with that, with the Diamond Glow. It's $100 for each treatment going on right now. Also, 20% off photo facials, 20% off the eye lays, snore lays, and 15% off tattoo removals going on right now at Fusion Medical Spa. That number, 575-257-4772. State police arrest 20 fugitives, including one accused of murder. That happened yesterday. So state police, South Zone Crime Suppression Bureau arrested 20 fugitives. That was in February, according to state police, including a man wanted for murder, taking bad people off the street. Only if we keep them locked up. Isn't that the easiest way to fix the crime problem in New Mexico?
Yep.
You just keep them locked up.
Yep.
Inmate is going to get $2 million after a lawsuit settled for mistreatment in Socorro County at the jail. Former inmate getting a multi-million-dollar payout after he said that he was held in New Mexico County jail cell for days without food or water. Jesse Chavez's attorney said his client was tormented for days, and now he hopes the money will help Chavez turn his life around. This all happened in 2022. I told you, they settle these type of cases for $1 million, $2 million, and they never fight these type of cases. Sends a bad message because more people will file lawsuits.
Yep.
And Las Cruces man sentenced for having a gun illegally. Las Cruces man spent more than 3 years in prison for having that illegal gun. Yeah, Gabriel Garcia had an AR-15 style rifle, ammo, and a 60-round drum magazine, plus marijuana and $2,200 in cash. That's when, they stopped in 2023, and he fled, and he was later arrested at his home. He was not able to have a gun because he was a felon. So he's been sentenced to 37 months in prison. 37 months in prison. See, the way you do it, you just keep locking them up and don't let them out. That's the best way to do it. Man strips naked, refuses to pay his restaurant bill, and then grabs a officer's taser. This happened in Pennsylvania. James Gallowin, 52 years old, charged with disarming a police officer, resisting arrest, and public disorder and nudity. His bill was $51.92. He didn't want to pay it. So he stripped down naked in the restaurant. Wow.
Maybe his intentions were to get kicked out, like, no matter what.
Maybe he was related to Tom.
I just wonder if he had sausage and eggs or what. Look, if you're not going to pay your bills, stay home.
Right.
The only time that
you know what?
Tom only understands that if you go through the drive-thru.
Stay home. Yeah.
Yeah, and being like a teenager, never being brave enough to do it, but some of my friends, they would go like to the Chinese restaurant and they would eat or whatever, and then they'd book it so that way they wouldn't have to
Right.
pay.
Oh, door.
Yeah, like Dine and Dash, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've always felt that was
Illegal.
like a kid thing. Yeah, of
No,
course.
it really hurts the business owner.
Absolutely. But to me, I mean, as an adult to do it, it's like, come on. Like, you're just a cheapskate at this point.
Well,
Yeah, no doubt. Well, he was just drunk, is what he was.
Mm.
All right, let me play a cut before we get to things that happened on this date in history. Melania Trump was interviewed, and they asked her the question about immigration. Since she's an immigrant,
Yes.
they said, "Don't you think your husband is a little tough on immigrants?" Here's what she said.
You're an immigrant. Yes. Do you ever think he's gone too far? I follow the law. I follow a law the way it's supposed to be. I never thought to stay here without papers. I had visa. I travel every few months back to the country, to Slovenia, to stamp the visa. I came back. I applied for the green card. I applied for the citizenship later on after many years of green card. So I went by system. I went by the law. And you should do that. You should not just say, okay, let me just stay here. And whatever happened, happens.
Well, it's fine.
So-
Bandy, she's a millionaire. I mean, she can pay for that.
Oh my God, you liberal!
When she
What did
came,
you
she
just
wasn't
say?
a millionaire.
She's a model. She's always got money, man.
He said it was easy for her to say because she was a millionaire.
So you're saying that it's okay if you're poor to break the law? What about murder? Is it okay to murder somebody?
Here we go, apples
you're
and
poor?
oranges again.
No, breaking the law
No,
is
it's
breaking the
not.
law.
No, and Tom, I'm just going to say this with as much love as I can muster in my heart this morning.
God, please.
I am surprised. Thank God for your baby's mamas, because I'm surprised that your kids didn't grow up as a bunch of murderers, because your moral compass is way off.
It ain't moral. It's just presenting the other side. That's all it is.
Well, that's just being a dumbass, is what it is. All right, accident to report this morning. Wreck on
His moral
southbound-
compass is spinning like a top.
I'm telling you. Wreck on 285 north of Ola. Traffic is slow. Be prepared for a slowdown. Traffic update this morning being brought to you by our buddy Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. And thanks, Andy, for sending that to me this morning.
Yeah,
Appreciate
those photos
that.
look really bad.
Yeah, not good at all. All right, KWMW Malmore 105.1 FM, KWES 93.5 Ruidoso, and in Albuquerque at KDAZ AM 700 and FM 96.9. It's Albuquerque Conservative Talk. 802. Tom, anything on the text?
All right. This Mr. A is chiming in. If you have worked hard enough and smart enough your whole life and save money the right way, I don't believe anyone should need Social Security, and that should be part of the free America dream rather than dreaming about the government check. Says Mr. A this morning.
Well, wait. That's your money that was taken out of your check
That
for
is
Social
my money,
Security.
yeah.
So that was designed as a retirement plan and turned into a Ponzi scheme.
Mm-hmm.
See, the way it was designed is that each person had their own account with their own money in that account.
Right.
So the individual put that money in their account and the business matched that money. So it was designed like a 401k. It was a great idea until they opened the lockbox. So it's really not fair to say, well, don't take the money out of my check. Nobody is taking money from the federal government. It's your money. That's like having a savings account that you can't get into. It's your money. I mean, if that's the case, don't take my money out of my check. Let me invest it myself.
Texas says, Dale, what is Tom really going to retire? I mean, he needs to go. He has dementia, says Dale this morning.
Tom needs his ass beat, says texter, dang, please turn his mic off, says Monica Hader. Fire his butt, Will, says another one. And hey, Kevin, I don't know if you've watched this, but I just watched the series called Waco on Amazon. It's a pretty good series, not going to lie. I knew about it, but I never really knew the details behind it.
Yeah,
you should check it
I think I
out.
watched that a while back.
They also have
Unless
another
it's something new.
series called Waco Aftermath. I'm currently watching that right now. And guys, how about the Dylan Mulvaney being on The View the other day, and the Whoopi Goldberg just had to open her stupid mouth.
Yeah, I
and put her
played
foot
that
in
cut
it.
yesterday.
Greg
Yeah,
Gutfield said that Dylan, defending men playing in women's sports, Greg Gutfield said that Dylan was the most feminine person on the show that day.
I'm going to be honest with you. Whoopi had more testosterone than Dylan. Oh my goodness.
That's fine. Stop taking that Social Security out of my check. I will be fine without it, says a texter. And Tom,
Yeah, I mean, stop taking the money. I mean, you can't have it both ways.
Tom's apples and oranges is more like bananas and watermelons.
And this texter says it's actually our money. Then why can't we opt out of the government from taking it out of our paycheck? Says the texter.
But the problem with that, people like Tom wouldn't have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of.
I'm retired now.
You'd be retired with no damn money if it wouldn't be for Social Security.
So that's fine with me. I'm retired. But I put in all those years, so I should be getting it back. I agree with that. And Gary from the patch says, if you look at your Social Security on your check and look at your federal income tax, they take a little more than from your Social Security. Then they do your federal tax, says Gary from the patch.
Well, and your employer is also taking money out to match your Social Security and your Medicare.
And the texter says, okay, then take it out of Tom's check, not mine, to share with Tom, says the texter.
Look, I don't want to pay for Tom, believe me.
And I don't know
wanna
who
give that
says more dumb stuff, Whoopi Goldberg or Tommy Reese.
I think at this point, it's definitely Tom. All right, we're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Randall Pettigrew. Less than 2 weeks left for this 60-day session. Want to keep up with what's going on? All you got to do is go to the website, randallpettigrew.com. Sign up for that newsletter. He he'll send out an email with the newsletter at least one time a day if there's activity going on. And this time of the year, they're trying to push a bunch of stuff through. And of course, Randy is fighting for conservative values, trying to keep a lot of this stuff from passing. He's your representative in District 61. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com for more info. 807. I got to get to things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by 2A Tactical Range.com. You can find 2A Tactical Firearms in the indoor firing range at 236 East Navajo in Hobbs. Veteran-owned and operated, largest selection of guns around. They finance guns. They also have gun training. So if you have never fired a gun before and you're thinking about personal protection, you want to make sure that you get firearm safety. And they offer firearm safety training for one-on-one or group setting. They also have a large selection of guns, ammo, tactical gear, optics. They're open 7 days a week. They have the Milo FBI training simulator and the shooting range. Check them out today. 236 East Navajo and Hobbs, proud sponsor of things that happen on this date in history.
It was on this day in 1773 that the settlement now known as Chicago was established.
Chicago.
You know, those were the happy days in Chicago, you know, before the Cubs.
My kind of town.
In 1950, the first gold piece was the first $20 gold piece was issued in the U.S. And if you have one now, it's worth about $1,600.
How much is the gold worth? What kind of piece?
$20 piece, about $1,600. In 1896, spitting was officially banned in New York City. Yeah, you know, people
You wouldn't
taking
be
a
able to
leak on the
hawk Tua,
sidewalks.
Tom.
Actua.
You won't be able to hawk Tua.
Must skip my joke.
Oh, sorry.
On this date in 1903, the American League officially approved the creation of a new team, the New York Highlanders. Tom, what are they known as now?
The Yankees.
No, they're known as the Yankees. In 1912, Captain Albert Berry became the first person to parachute out of a plane, much to the surprise of his co-captain. On this day in 1930, Mahatma Gandhi began his 200-mile march protesting what, Tom?
Civil rights.
Monica?
I'm going to say it was like something to do with the government. Maybe like a tax.
Yeah, it was the British salt tax.
Oh,
Same thing.
All right. Monica's up. 1957, Dr. Seuss published a book. What was it?
Cat in the Hat.
Ding, ding.
The Who.
In 2009, Bernie Madoff pleaded guilty to scamming $18 billion from Wall Street investors. His Ponzi scheme is the largest financial fraud in U.S. history.
He died in jail, too.
Today is National Working Moms Day, National Baked Scallops Day, National Plant a Flower Day, only if they're frost resistant, and National Girl Scout Day.
Yes!
Are you a Girl Scout?
I'm a lemon. I love my lemon cookies. from
You're
the
a Girl Scout. It didn't say cookies, it said Girl Scout.
Well, I like the Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
I can only imagine. Oh.
The stupidity knows no bounds. 5 days to St. Patrick's Day, 20 days till the April Fool's Day, where all the amateur jokesters try to do their thing. Sure. Lil Sip turns 25 today.
Little Sip.
He's a short drink of water.
Oh, that'd be embarrassing to have any name with Lil in the front.
Yeah, well, you know.
Lil Mama.
Especially if you're a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Alexander turns 41 today. Tom, we'll go first with you. Who was she? Name one of the things she played.
Never heard of her.
Monica?
Never heard of
her. She was on Blind Spot, and she was Lady Sif in the Thor movies.
Thor.
Yep.
Oh.
Aaron Eckhart is 57 today. Tom, first crack at it.
He was in the movie Scully.
It's interesting on where Tom knows people from. He was. You're right.
Ding, ding. I got a point.
You get a point. Yeah.
Any other movies? Anyone? Anyone?
No.
He played Harvey Dent, which became Two-Face in The Dark Knight.
Okay.
So there you go. Steve Harris is 69. No way Tom knows this one. Kevin might.
Never heard of it.
Kevin, he's a bassist. I'll give you
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Yep.
Tom,
like
you
heavy
like
metal?
some Iron Maiden. I know you like Iron Maiden. No, you don't like Iron Maiden? All right.
He founded the band. He's also one of the very few who's been there from the very beginning. So there you go. Marlon Jackson is 68 today.
Jackson 5.
Yep, one of the original.
Marlon, get out of here.
Named after a fish.
A fish?
Marlin. You know.
Shut up, Marlon. Get back to practice.
Speaking of practice, Tom, who is this? Ron Jeremy turned 72.
Shonda.
NBA player.
No.
He's got 2,300 movies under his belt,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, literally.
He's still been indicted on sexual assault, which I don't understand why a guy that's a porn star would be involved in sexual assault, but maybe he's a little twisted.
But he does share something in common with Tom. Obviously, not that whole thing, but the cognitive
He's unfit.
decline. Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
Cognitive decline.
Oh.
John Provost turned 75 today. Tom, who is he?
He's the inventor of my Willie Nelson bus, the Provost bus.
Nope. He played a part on TV. Any guesses?
No.
He was Timmy in Lassie.
Oh, the little boy.
Yeah, he never would have made it if he hadn't gotten out of the well. James Taylor turned 77 today. Kevin?
Tom, I've
Finger.
seen some fire. I've seen the rain.
They may put an end to you.
Do you want to sing, Tom?
You're my favorite.
And I wrote down this song.
God bless. James Taylor, some awesome music.
It is.
For
Married
sure.
to what's her name back then in the day?
Yep. Mitt Romney celebrates birthday number 78 today.
He's a politician.
Senator.
He won't be getting a card from Trump.
Yeah.
Julie Garland's.
His net worth is $300 million.
I believe that. He's married to Carly Simon, right?
Was married to Carly Simon.
Mitt
No,
Romney.
no, I'm talking about Mitt
James
Romney.
Tate.
You said
Oh.
Mitt Romney, right?
Yeah, he's 78.
Yeah, his net
today.
worth is $300 million.
Dang.
All those kickbacks, they'll add up. Actually, he has a one of those firms where they go in and buy out businesses and close them down. That's why you don't have toy shops in the mall anymore.
Right.
Mitt Romney, we did that one. Judy Garland's little girl. What's her name, Tom?
Liza Minnelli.
Ding, ding, Tom.
Woohoo.
Turned 79 today. That's 32 years longer than her mother lived.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
By the way, Face is 14.
Frank Welker is 79 today. And I know that there's no way Tom knows this one.
He owned a gas company.
Nope. He played Fred on the Scooby-Doo cartoons.
Aw.
Wow. Wow, Scooby.
And finally, Barbara Feldon turns 92 today, which is
I Dream of Jeannie.
no. This is a little confusing. You're in the right era. You're in the right era. She turns 92, but she played 99 on Get Smart.
Oh, I never
Little confusing. And those are the birthdays today. If today's your birthday, happy birthday to you.
I hope
And
you have an awesome birthday today.
There you go.
Yeah,
Kevin.
fantastic. All right, we got to get to things that we got to get to our national anthem and our pledge. We'll check in with news. It's already 8:16. And then, of course, Ricochet coming up at about 9:06. We'll be talking. They're going to be in concert in Rio Doso. When's that concert, Blake?
This weekend.
The weekend.
Coming up. Yeah.
So, national anthem and the pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She is your farmer's insurance agent, has been for 40 plus years, started her business at 19 years of age, still helping people today. You can get in touch with her, 575-393-2661. She can take care of all of your insurance and would love to chat with you and come up with a quote designed to meet your needs. Rebecca Long, proud sponsor of the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. My name is Mia Jensen. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
To honor America and form our anthem, entertainment icon Reba McEntire.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last glow, whose broad stripes
19. Large prayer this morning brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From First Chronicles this morning, Jabez cried out to the God of Israel, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm, so that I will be free from pain." And God granted his request.
Hi, this is Kim with Judah Oil and the Harris family doing the Lord's Prayer for you today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Quick check the weather being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd, Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. Farm and Ranch Supplies, Western Wear, Work Gear, certified Purina dealer. They have trailers, tanks, tack, plumbing supplies, fencing supplies. You name it, they've got it. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. Also in Capitan and the Lincoln County Mercantile. Red flag warning and wind advisory for southeast New Mexico today. Blowing dust and a high of 72. Still some wind tonight, down to about 35-mile-an-hour winds. It will be 45 miles an hour today. And then tomorrow, 30-mile-an-hour winds, mostly sunny, and 75 for southeast New Mexico. Lincoln County, red flag warning in effect, 55 for the high. It's going to be breezy, about 35-mile-an-hour winds, 30-mile-an-hour winds tonight, and breezy coming up for Thursday. And for Albuquerque, it looks like a nice day today. Sunny and about 65. Winds will not be after 34 tonight, and winds tomorrow with a red flag warning in effect for Albuquerque tomorrow. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. Check and find out what's going on with news being brought to you by Luke Ragsdale, the Ragsdale Law Firm, reminding you when accidents happen, it's usually when you least expect them. When they do, you need a trusted law firm. Give Luke Ragsdale today. He specializes in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, all field accidents, and more. He's based in Roswell, serves the entire state. He offers free consultation, so you never pay anything until you win your case. 575-208-5300. That web address, again, it's ragsdalelawfirm.com. We got lots of things to get to coming up next. We'll talk about a dog shoots its owner. Yes, I said a dog shoots its owner. And more than 200,000 federal government credit cards were deactivated. 200,000 credit cards. And a Republican from Kentucky says that he might run against Thomas Massie. We'll talk about those stories, plus the boob of the day with N minutes.
Inflation slowed down last month for the first time since September.
The consumer price index rose just 0.2%, 2.8%.
Oxygen Sola, the European Union announces retaliatory tariffs in response to 25%, including previous cuts and buyouts. The workforce is cut.
The aim is to send more money to local education authorities.
Better education is closest to the kids.
Education Department employees got an email on Tuesday saying the offices would be closed until Thursday for, quote, security reasons.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the ultimate goal is to have the Education Department disbanded by Congress. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, Dan Kelly here at the big store, Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan. You know, I keep hearing people talk about how they believe they can get a deal in Texas. Well, let me make it clear to everyone. You can't. No Texas dealer will ever beat Permian. Our prices are the lowest guaranteed. I'll beat any Texas deal on any new vehicle, or I'll get it for you free. On top of that, I'm also going to throw in a free lifetime powertrain warranty for anybody that buys and services with us. And you can take that Permian to the bank. So before you go driving, spending time, money, and valuable resources to chase a fairy tale, remember, shop local and save big. The only thing bigger in Texas are the prices. So if you need a great deal on on a pre-owned vehicle and you want to make it fast, fun, and easy, just come down to Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan, 701 West Navajo Drive in House.
I'm Danny Kelly, and I approve this message.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And that's what Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
It's a great time to buy a Kubota. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get zero down, 0% APR for 84 months, or up to $3 off a L3302 compact Kubota tractor. Now through 6/30/2015, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information. Visit Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see them online at amigo-machinery.com.
This is Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, where our business is built on dreams and imagination. Right now, the Lincoln County real estate market has more buyers than sellers. What does that mean? It means that the local market of inventory of houses and ranches is low, but we have plenty of buyers ready and willing to purchase property. So if you've been considering putting something on the market, it's a good time to get top dollar investment. Telephone my seasoned professionals at 575-257-3000. That's Rhonda Romack of Destiny Real Estate, online at rudoso-nm.com.
As energy costs rise, conserving energy has an even greater impact on the financial success of your family or business. You can conserve energy by making energy-efficient improvements to your home business. Natural gas appliances such as water heaters, dryers, and furnaces cost less money to operate than their electric counterparts and do so more efficiently. Zia Natural Gas is helping you and your family to work smarter, not harder, giving you the energy advantage. For information, call 1-800-520-4277.
Los Alamos Ammo presents the Lovington Gun Show, March 15th and 16th at the Lee County Fairgrounds. This is a buy-sell trade event with 2 days of new and used guns, ammunition, scopes, reload lines, and knives too. Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5. Sunday, 10 a.m. till 4. Hunters, collectors, and reloaders. Market
A place for you in Cal Shade Western. Apply today in person at 1611 South Canal Street in Carlsbad. 1611 South Canal Street in Carlsbad. Honest, dependable people only. This is your chance to shine. Where work feels like home. Don't wait. Apply today.
Good morning, Snowflake. Reality awaits you.
Conservative values, conservative talk on B and the Breakfast.
What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be.
Call 877-396-W105.
We've got your news to go.
It's not headline news. Test is stopping free checked bags for most travelers. But don't worry, they'll continue to have a boarding process just like a cattle drive. NASA is eliminating several departments. Ironically, they're doing it to create more space. An actress from the Harry Potter films joined OnlyFans. She'll show off Hufflepuffs while guys fantasize about being able to slither in. And Kid Rock shared details about his vasectomy on Omar's podcast. Unfortunately, the snip surgeon's aid wasn't on his vocal cords. This is not headline news.
8:30, Tom. You ever thought about getting a vasectomy?
What is that?
Why would he need to?
What's the
Oh, Lord. With cops say that
It's a surgical
two 30 thieves stole 80 Stanley drink cups from Dick's on Long Island. That means they have like one more than my wife. What the heck? North Carolina man predicting his prediction was to his son that he was going to score about $100,000 for scratcher, and did it. He bought a scratcher and won.
Aw.
maybe I should say that. I'm going to win a scratcher and then hope. Oprah Winfrey's latest book club pick is Amy Griffin's The Tell. I read a lot of books, but most of them are not on Oprah's list. Just throwing it out there. And Paul Danan, that name sounds familiar.
It does, but I don't.
Oh, he was on Celebrity Brothers. Anyway, they're saying that he died from a cocktail of drugs, including heroin, cocaine, and other drugs. So, yeah, that's how he passed away. And a Texas bill would charge transgender people with gender identity fraud, making it illegal to identify a trans on documents, and potentially that could lead to jail time. So the Donald Trump, Dylan Mulvaney was very upset on The View that Donald Trump would make men be men on their passports, and that is very upsetting to some. Very upsetting. Yeah. And Francis could be out of the woods, and looks like he'll be returning to the weekend coming up shortly. All right, 832 morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. They're in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of your work gear, FR, everything, overalls, gloves, shirts. They've got that plus hard hats, steel toe boots, safety gear, a $99 section of boots, $99 for boots in one section. Check them out, RayOutfitters.com. Don't forget they have furniture, appliances, and electronics, and they offer zero down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door to Rig Outfitters. They have the largest selection of medical scrubs, healing hands, Metcouture, Dickies, all big name brands, plus comfy shoes, compression socks, plus the medical equipment you'll need to go to work. Outfitters, check out Broadmoor Mall. Tom in the text.
All right, this texter says Tom A. has had a vasectomy, snip cord that goes to his brain, says the texter. And I know, but that's a nasty word. And hey, Kevin, how many veterans have been president? Well, there's been over 20 of them, and some of the most famous one, of course, John Kennedy, Ulysses Grant, Jimmy Carter,
Ike,
Eisenhower. Also,
Ike was a way better president than people give him credit for.
Of course, the most famous veteran, George Washington. But there's been 20 of them so far. Another texter said, did y'all talk about the Hobbs basketball team yet? No, but they played last night. The girls did, and the boys will play tonight. They won, by the way. And anyway, we've got a lot of other area teams in action. Also in Albuquerque, they're playing too. And good luck to those teams that are in the playoffs in Albuquerque this weekend. And Tom likes any type of cookie, says Salty Dog. Yes, lemon-filled cookies from the Girl Scouts.
I just ate a donut, Tom, just a second ago.
Donut cookies. And the
no, not cookies, just donuts.
And the largest Ponzi scheme next to Social Security, says the texter.
Man, I think Whoopi Goldberg and Tom would make a serious power couple. I mean, imagine them at a buffet. Talk about shutting it all the way down. Said
Man, they would kill a buffet.
John from Seminole said, yuck. And let's see, do any of y'all have family members that have paid into Social Security and have passed early or never got to receive any Social Security payments? That seems kind of unfair, says Dewey from RTO.
Yeah, look, it is very unfair. My mom draws on my dad. I mean, my mom worked, but my dad, if she filed under my dad, she got more money.
Yeah.
So she collects him, but I mean, you know, her check per month is
nothing.
Not that much.
Yeah.
I think it's like $1,100. How can you live on $1,100? I have asked that question multiple times to my brother, and because her money is about to run out, because she's outlived her money, because she's, you know, in her 90s now. And I said, you know, at some point, we're all going to have to pony up a little money every month.
But you got a phone call this morning.
Let's go to the call. Morning, how you doing? Where are you calling from this morning?
Calling from Roswell, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
This is
what's going on,
troublemaker.
Mark? So let me
Oh,
ask you
good.
this much, Mark. You've been knowing Tom a long time. Is he just becoming idiot, or has he been a long time idiot?
Long time.
So, do you remember me ever getting tased as an on-air stunt?
No.
No, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because it's never happened. Tom dreams stuff.
I remember y'all trying to get an officer or sheriff or something when y'all were here to come and tase Tom, but Tom started crying like a baby.
I did not.
You did too.
Remember the
you
time we
lying.
brought a live snake in the studio and scared the bejesus out of him? And he ran out of the studio and he was like halfway down the block. True story.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up.
Oh my
There's
God.
a video on the internet somewhere of him taking off out of the studio.
Tom, you cracked me up. For over about 20 years, you've cracked me up.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Hey, I got two things to ask.
What's that, buddy?
Real quick. Tom, what are you weighing now?
282.
You liar.
There's a scale. You can get on it.
What was the last time, Monica? You got my weight last time, don't you?
No, last time was months ago.
That was months ago. That's been like three months.
See, Tom, you can't lie. You got 4, 5, even other people that's known you for so long.
Yeah.
You liar.
There's the scale, Tom.
Go.
So what's the
Tom,
second
I
request?
dare
Go
you.
ahead, Tom. Get her done.
What's the second
I
one, buddy?
weighed in this morning.
Get on the scale while he does it.
Take it easy, Mark. I
Hey,
weighed in this
well,
morning,
I got
175.
one more question, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Get on there, Tom.
The second question. Okay.
You can get on. You can listen while he's doing it.
What is it, buddy?
Yeah. Tom, you can't do two things at once? Oh, no wonder. Never mind. Anyways, hey, what do y'all know about that plane crash that was here yesterday?
Didn't the landing gear wasn't
Everybody safe. Yeah, everybody was safe. Nobody was injured. By the way, the Republican Party is going to be having a meeting. You know who's going to be there as a guest speaker? Tim Jennings.
No telling.
Tim Jennings. He'll be at the Republican meeting of Chaves County.
Just get on the scale.
No,
Well, he
I
is the
can't make
mayor of
this up.
Roswell.
A true story.
He is the mayor of Roswell.
True story.
On the scale.
Yeah.
True story.
That's
He'll be the guest.
That's Tom's buddy.
That's Tom's buddy. Tom, you must buy Tom ice cream or something. Hey, Mark, I appreciate you. It's 8:39. We got to get to the boob of the day. Before
All
we
right,
do that, let
Kevin.
me tell you,
All right,
I appreciate you. Police in Tennessee say a man was grazed by a bullet when his dog's paw hit the gun's trigger and shot him about 2:50 a.m. in the morning. Injured at his house. He was in bed with his female friend when the dog, the pit bull puppy, hit the gun's trigger and shot him. That kind of ruined your night. By the way, the bullet went in his left thigh. He was taken to the hospital, non-critical condition. Doge is saying that there's more than 200,000 federal credit cards that they deactivated. 200,000 government credit cards. Why would the government need that many credit cards?
They don't.
Especially with all these people. I mean, all these people. How many? Well, that was my next question. How many employees work for the federal government?
2 million plus.
No. 200,000 federal. That is nuts. All right, Tom, we're waiting on you to get on the scale. Go ahead, big boy.
It said 289.
Yeah,
It said 290.2.
But you take away 4 pounds because that scale ain't no good.
You're absolutely
so
correct.
you started at 279 and you're actually 290.
286.
You're tipping towards 300, big boy.
No, I'll never get to 300 ever again. I guarantee you. I was at 423 at one time in my life, and it's tough to get back there. Even
so
close.
you're trying? That's what you're saying?
Even close.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Well, it was 282 last time when you asked Monica, and you take 4 pounds off of that. You're 100% right, because that's 4 pounds off, is 286. That's 4 pounds more than you were. So you're going the wrong direction. You need to work on it.
Monica's thing is off a little bit. She don't even have a
That's
book
not
with her.
mine.
That's what.
Where's your book at?
It was 282. You even said it a minute ago.
I thought it was.
Well, you
we
said
have a brain. We
you
can
said
remember.
I the last time I weighed, it was 287.
So 1 pound less.
No,
What
you're
did what did you weigh today?
Well, it said 290, and it's 4 pounds heavy.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's not 4
286.
pounds heavy.
It is, because I weighed at home this morning, and then I weighed here when I got here, and it was 4 pounds. I to test it.
And David Artesia said,
I'm gonna bring in some sugar when I get there and see if I can. All right, we got to get to the boob of the day because we got special guests coming in, and I still got a lot of stuff to get done. Boob of the day this morning, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics. Medical professionals on staff. They offer functional medicine such as natural supplements, stem cell therapy. If you're in pain, stem cell could be the answer. Before you go under the knife, go talk to them about stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, and cryotherapy chamber. They also offer hormonal optimization and testosterone replacement therapy. They also offer a lot of aesthetics. Visit them at 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs, 575-480-25. Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the boob of the day.
You know, they say quit while you're ahead, but quitting while you're behind can be a good call too. So, someone in the Florida Panhandle had to call the cops and ask them to remove a guest who had been staying with them. That happened in Holmes County, which is near the Alabama border. It's not clear how long 50-year-old Christopher Newton had been living there, but he eventually agreed to leave. And that could have been the end of it. But while the cops were still in the scene, he texted the homeowner and said he forgot something. A bag of drugs. He told them he, quote, left a baggie on the nightstand in his room. So the homeowner let the cops search the room. And guess what they found?
Yes.
A bag of white powder. He's now facing charges for possession of cocaine. And for that Hunter Biden moment, oh, Christopher Newton, you are the boob of the day.
Yeah, but Hunter always had Kamala Harris to pick up the access. Evidently, he didn't have anybody to pick up the access. All right, we got to get to Boob of the Day, by the way, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. We got to take a break. We're coming back. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station. You can find them right off of 128. If you're driving between Jowl and Carlsbad, they're right off of 128 between Jowl and Carlsbad, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. So you're full exit Buck Jackson Road off of 128, fill up with unleaded diesel, green diesel, red diesel, DE value. They accept credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. So if you're driving on 128, exit Buck Jackson Road, head to the Twin Wells Fuel Station. They remind you to be safe on the road. 15 minutes away from 9, we're being the Breakfast Club.
MTD Radio News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. How House Bill 65 that is currently making its way through the House allows for either 4 or 5 day school weeks and would require 1,140 instructional hours with no requirement for the number of days. The bill came in response to the state's public education department rule lives. New Mexico cattle growers say the price of beef will still be high for some time as it has become more costly to raise cattle. The biggest hit against cattle growers is the price of feed and water for grass. The state uses grass as a huge source for feeding cattle, but with the massive drought the state is facing, growers have had to use other means. Replacing members of the herd can be just as pricey, as market values on yearling steers has gone up close to $2,000 a head. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Coming to the quarters in Midtown Ruidoso this Friday night, the classic band Ricochet with GA seats at $20. You'll love hearing the classic country of Ricochet with special guests Brendan Dawes Band. The show starts at 8:30. Come hear Ricochet this Friday night at the quarters in Midtown. That's Ricochet this Friday night at the quarters in Ruidoso. Show starts at 8:30. See you there.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Los Alamos Ammo presents the Lovington Gun Show, March 15th and 16th at the Lee County Fairgrounds. This is a buy, sell, trade event with 2 big days of new and used guns, ammunition, scopes, loading supplies, and knives too. Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5. Sunday, 10 a.m. till 4. Hunters, collectors, and reloaders. Mark it on your calendar. The Lovington Gun Show, March 15th and 16th at the Lee County Fairgrounds. Bring the whole family. There's something for everyone. Be there.
What's your family for spring break? The MCM Elegante in Ruidoso invite you to spend it with them. There's a lot to do up here. Ski the mountain, tube at Winter Park, go-karts, and miniature golf too. Tons of restaurants and shopping. The MCM Elegante in Ruidoso Premier Lodge facility. Indoor pool, spacious rooms, barbecue grills, and a huge breakfast buffet. Great room rates are still available online at mcmeleganteruidoso.com. Making your spring break truly memorable. mcmeleganteruidoso.com.
Attention, because of a scheduling conflict, Artesia Horse Sale had to move dates to March 29th and 30th. 150 horses, including miniature horses and donkeys, many rescued from Mexico slaughterhouses, now rehabilitated and ready for adoption. These noble creatures for a loving home, and maybe it's yours. On March 29th and 30th at 183 West Blevins Road, Artesia, New Mexico, the viewing begins at 8 and 9 a.m. respectively, with sales running till site food truck, serving everything from breakfast burritos to barbecue sandwiches. Artesia Horse Sale is more than an event. It's a chance to make a difference. Let animals need. At Artesia Horse Sale, March 29th and 30th at 183 West Blevins Road, Artesia, New Mexico.
Be in the Breakfast Club. It's more than a morning show. It's an American attitude.
All right, fine. Bring it.
Be a 77396 W105.
I depend to keep us in.
Of the day coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Paint and Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. Looking for a personal protection. They have guns, yes. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Go talk to them. Looking for the right gun. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. And they encourage you to stop by and check them out. They've been around in Roswell for a long, long time. When you go in there, make sure admission be in the Breakfast Club. They'd appreciate that, and I would too. 1907 North Paint in Roswell, always closed on Saturday. They're open on Sunday. John Kennedy talking about America, talking about he was on CNN. Here's what he had to say yesterday.
Styrofoam. I think that I am a supporter. He's done more in a few weeks than I've seen anybody else do in 8 years up here. I don't think anybody should be surprised. Trump said he was going to scrub the budget. He's scrubbing the budget. That needs to be done for two reasons. First, there's a moral principle. We shouldn't be wasting people's money. But number two, if we don't scrub this budget, we're never going to get prices down. In order to get us down, we're going to have to reduce our federal spending. That'll lower interest rates and stimulate the economy less. Deregulate the economy. Hadn't been talked about much, but it's a big part of reducing the cost of goods and services. And
so the plan is the plan. And the report that came out this morning, Blake, you touched a little bit on it, but it looks good. Yeah. Gas prices are down. Egg prices are down.
Yep. I mean, they're still high, but they're down.
They're still high, but I mean, you have to remember we inherited a bad, and I hate to say that because Biden said he inherited a bad situation. You really didn't.
Well,
and all you have to do is go look at the report. He really did inherit a situation.
The price of eggs recently jumped up, but with the price of eggs coming back down, they are now lower than when Trump took office.
Okay, I guess
there we go.
So let that sink in for a minute.
All right, Monica, I have no idea who Little Yachty is. Do you have any idea who Little Yachty is?
I wanted no, I don't. I was gonna say, no.
Supposedly he's a pretty famous rapper, and anyway, he was on some cooking show with this lady. It looks like she can cook, but anyway, he said that BLM was a complete scam. Listen to what he said.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. It's just blurry doing so much.
BLM? Since you want to be so powered?
BLM is a scam.
Clip that.
BLM was literally a scam. They had bought mansions, and you probably wouldn't know anything about it because you don't care about black people. You don't follow black
I do care about black people. Look at my chocolate.
So she's like, of course I care about black people. I'm black. Look at me. This guy's the first guy that I've heard say, yeah, it's a scam.
Yeah.
They didn't care about black people. They bought themselves mansions and stuff.
Wow. You know, I like when people own like Black Lives Matter. I like whenever black people call the people that are supporting them out. Like, you didn't do crap.
Yeah.
It's
well, like because they didn't help the only black folks, they helped themselves.
Correct.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And which is 100% wrong. All right, we're going to get to good news of the day in just a second. AOC slapped with an ethics complaint over troubling expenses made to a dance company. Blake, you see this story?
Mm-mm.
So, Accountability nonprofit is calling for the House to launch a probe into AOC for inappropriated some taxpayer funded.
Obviously, wasn't lessons.
Oh, because we saw her dance last week. So Americans for Public Trust, a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization, sent a letter to AOC's office and also to the Office of Congressional Ethics on Tuesday, questioning some troubling expenses from AOC.
Didn't her
that included to dance company? $3,700. She made a payment $3,700 to Juan D. Gonzalez, and another $850 to Bambuzo Dance Company. Both
it's even named Bambuzo
for dance training.
Well, she didn't get training,
right?
Well, remember last week they came out with that dance. They did the Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So
saying.
this guy came in and worked with them on their dance moves.
Oh my God! That was after being worked with.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
Lord.
Well, you know what they say: white people can't dance. Yeah, well, definitely
Didn't
show
Chief of
that.
Staff just self-deport after he'd been here illegally for like 14 years?
Oh wow.
I don't know.
I think I saw some. I can't find it right now, but I think I saw something like that earlier.
That's crazy. Volunteers are needed, Tom, for the triathlon that's going to be run August 15th and 17th. If you're looking for something to do, they're looking for volunteers. Not asking you to run, okay? That's
Which
number
one?
They're not
For which one? Where?
for a triathlon in Ruidoso.
Right. That's the Xterra game one, right?
Yeah. And come up with this idea, and he's asking so customers of the Postal Service warning major disruptions in mail because mail carriers are going to be put to work working as census takers. Look, carriers are in front of most homes. Hey, doesn't it make sense that they would knock on doors and ask a couple questions?
Yeah.
That we don't have to pay additional census individuals. I mean, they could say that it's going to mess up just mail disruptions.
Why don't we just hire those that we were going to hire do census, and then they can carry the mail?
4 years ago, I sent a package. It still hasn't got there. Well, don't tell me about disruption in my mail, please. And the Trump administration weighing in on barring all Cuban and Haitians from the United States, part of a brand new travel ban. Nothing has been determined as of yet. Of course, the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee issued some warnings about other people that because they said nobody from Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Libya, and Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and their heads exploded. Like we're going to include Haiti and Cuba too. Oh, don't feel too bad. And North Korea. Come on, help me out here, please. All right, let's get updated. We got to do good news of the day so we can take our break. Good news being brought to you by insurance agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance, Herschel Rustin Hayes.
All right, we are short on time, so I'm going to give you one good news story today inspired by Tom. A 48-year-old dad in Maine named Justin Dudley decided to lose some weight to look good in his graduation photos last year. Now, Tom, he was 343 pounds, and he got down to around 3 bills in just 2 months. But it didn't end there. It inspired him to keep going. And since the graduation last June, he's lost another 140 pounds. So he's looking pretty svelte these days. And there you go. He says that he saved a ton of money on groceries because before he used to pay about $2,000 a month.
Wow.
So there you go. And you can go find his before and after photos online. And Kevin, that weight loss story is our good news of the day.
Tom, thank you. You want to get out there and get her done?
Not really.
No. At least you're honest.
At least she's honest.
All right, Ricochet will be on coming up next. KWMW Maljamora 105.1 FM and KWES 93.5 Ruidoso and at KDAZ AM 700 and FM 96.9 and Albuquerque. News this morning being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Fans ready for you to go check them out on the web or on lot. Yeah, call David this morning, 21750, or just go to the website and do the virtual tour at MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. New and pre-owned models are all up there. Take the virtual tour today. Look, folks have 70 plus years experience in the business. They treat people the back. It's 9:02. Be in the Breakfast Club.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Inflation slowed down last month for the first time since September.
The consumer price index rose just 0.2% last month, also up 0.2 for core monthly CPI, excluding food and energy. For the year ending in February, the CPI came in at 2.8%.
Oxygen Casola, the European Union now go, including previous cuts and buyouts. The workforce is cut in half.
Agency Secretary Linda McMahon on Fox the Ingram said the aim is to send more money to local education authorities.
Better education is close to the kids.
Education Department employees got an email on Tuesday saying the offices would be closed until Thursday for, quote, security reasons.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the ultimate goal is to have the Education Department disbanded by Congress. America's listening to Fox News.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767.
Coffee. Your health, their priority. Local first responders for morning coffee and breakfast on 13th in Lovington at City Hall. Coffee with first responders will begin at 7:30 a.m. Go breakfast until 9:30. This is a great opportunity to network with people that serve our area today. Coffee with first responders, Thursday, March to 9 a.m. Lovington City Hall, 214 South Love Street. Brought to you by the City of Lovington, Chamber of Commerce, Pettigrew Associates, Orly General, Devon, and County.
Coming to the quarters in Midtown, so the classic band Ricochet with $20. The classic of Ricochet with special guest Brendan. Show starts at 8:30. Come here, Ricochet, this Friday night at quarters in Midtown. That's Rick. Quarters in Murrieta. Show starts at 30. See you there.
They're good.
Fun a name, and that name is B in the Brown.
No, they're on the endangered, and they're all going to
B in the Plus Club, including B and Tom and Monica.
You ready?
Why don't we do this?
Eggs. Brought to you by Road Conditioning. Again, enjoy your next HVAC job. Got issue with the air or the Freaky Rocha, call 575-31-1999.
The original picture. I'm the only original member left, and I've always been lucky. I feel like every time I had to replace a band member, I've been able to replace someone, both a master